Hello, and welcome back to a brand new episode of the Pick a Side podcast. My name is Joel Moran, and I'm here with Riv Brown, Angel Velez, and Joe Dehls. This is episode 398. In this episode, we're going to dive deep into part 3 of our NFL Power Ranking series. Talk about Lauri Markkanen's extension with the Jazz, the Olympic basketball quarterfinals, and Brandon Aiyuk trade buzz. It feels like every day we're getting some new stuff in regards to him.
I'm over it. I'm tired of hearing Brandon Aiyuk's name, to be honest with you. Every single day. Oh, it could be the Browns. Oh, maybe the Patriots. Now the Steelers. Get a deal done. Damn. I'm over it.
I love the rumors because it gives me an excuse to talk about how great Brandon Aiyuk is.
It's amazing.
Would you say the most valuable player on the team?
The Niners' offense, second most valuable.
Okay.
Or third. Actually, no, third. CMC, Trent Williams, Brandon Aiyuk.
What about George Kittle?
Fourth.
You got
Thank
Debo.
you. Wait, you're putting George Kittle fourth?
Ooh. No, I'll put Debo. And then George Kittle fifth.
Oh,
Yeah, and then Aiyuk
that's
last.
No, Ayuk's not last. I just said he's top 3.
Oh, he's not.
Yeah, he is.
You think Debo is
Yeah,
more
he
important
is.
to the team than Kittle?
I think it's a debate.
It's close because what Kittle brings as a blocker.
That's really why I
Yeah.
said Kittle before Debo.
Like if Kittle was ever used just straight up like you're just gonna be our number one receiving option, bro. He's giving you like
dog.
1,400 yard seasons easy.
And we're talking about non-quarterbacks, right? We're talking about non-quarterbacks.
Of course.
Yeah, we're not putting
Because
quarterback into the conversation.
Purdy
No.
would be number one on this list.
He'd be more valuable in the CMC?
Be number one.
That's what you believe, Dehls?
I won that.
I don't know.
I won it right.
I do.
I don't gotta say too much, you know.
I've seen a couple. We've all seen a couple bad years of the Niners.
Wait,
and
Dehls, so you
mostly
think
every
he's
time
over
it's-
Christian McCaffrey?
I think Purdy's the most important part of that offense.
Over Christian McCaffrey?
He's number 2.
the MVP?
He's number 2.
Well, okay, hold on. Let me step back a second.
You know, better doesn't
I'm
always
saying
mean
if
valuable.
you're taking if Purdy is out and their backup is in, compared to if CMC out and their backup in, like of course if you added Jared Goff versus Josh Jacobs, like shit's different. You know what I mean? Just saying like replacement level guys. But I think if I have to either for the Niners lose Purdy or lose CMC, like I'd rather lose CMC
Because of the
I
running
can't
back
drop my
position?
quarterback. Yeah,
If you're the
If you
Lions,
lose Purdy, you're really screwed.
you're
hold
cooked.
up.
You're fucked.
Similar situation. If you're the Lions, would you rather lose Goff or Amon Ra?
I'd rather lose.
I'm on Raw.
I'd rather,
Amon-Ra.
as much as it sucks, I'd rather lose Amon.
You tried it. I know you
If
tried
you
it.
lose a
tried to get in
quarterback,
there.
you're cooked.
I get it.
Yeah, no, if you're talking from a starter, like top 12 type dude to a backup, that's different for a quarterback. Because for a running back, even if you're the best running back, if you go to the 30th
Losing
best,
Amon Ra is pretty brutal, though.
I get
Let's
where this
not-
case
yeah.
we're saying Amon-Ra, so that's
The Niners' backup is Josh Dobbs.
Yeah,
That could be fine.
Well, now.
No.
Could be fine.
bro.
He
Josh
had,
Dobbs.
he had a little run.
Until
Listen,
when?
Dobbs sanity was a
You know
movie.
one thing about
Cardinals.
Until
backup
you know when?
quarterbacks,
Until you know
bro.
when? The Bronco game.
The backup quarterbacks
You just
eventually
never
get
learn.
figured out.
What's a bigger drop off? Brock Purdy to Josh Dobbs or Christian McCaffrey to Jordan Mason?
Jordan Mason averages over 5 a carry last
A
year.
bigger
if I'm not
drop off is
mistaken.
CMC. That's the bigger drop off in talent because you have the best running back in the world.
He's right.
That's all I'm asking here.
But the bigger drop off doesn't always mean the bigger impact.
Yeah, Jordan Mason, 5.15 yards per carry last year.
he might
carries?
need to step up.
How many carries? 40.
Christian McCaffrey has a calf injury right now.
He does. And he's gonna be out a couple weeks. They're saying. There's a couple dudes missing some time. That's
His
a bit
regular
worrisome.
season debuts, it's not concerning right now whether he'll play in that game, but McCaffrey has been ruled out for
But
the
that
entire
Entire
preseason.
preseason. Yeah.
That doesn't make you think about last year with Joe Burrow with his calf injury, where he's supposed to be good for week 1 and he was not good for week 1, and it took him a month plus to get back. And that's a quarterback not having to use his athleticism and burst every single play like CMC. I definitely worry about his Puka injury. Seems okay. Who else are we missing? There's been a few big injuries.
Rondell Moore got taken out in the
did.
air cast today. That was
Yeah.
pretty brutal to read. Josh Downs injured his ankle. That was
Malik
pretty
Nabers
tough.
been killing it. We should talk about some training camp. I know we don't really have anything
that's a
here, but
movie.
just generic training camp stuff. Malik Nabers has been probably the story of all of the NFL
Yes, it
training
has
camp.
been.
He has been dominating at a different level that really you don't see from rookie wide receivers. It's training camp. You're not going up against anybody. They're going up against the Lions secondary. But the fact that you're getting these type of reports saying like he had 17 targets and 16 catches.
He's a
I don't
dog.
care who that's going up against. I don't care if it's practice. This is his first time going up against NFL dudes, and he's dominating.
This is one of the first times in a while. Let me not say that because I love to overreact, period. That being said, Malik Nabers fully moved me to being really in on the Giants.
Oh,
That's how great
I'm
he
not
is.
going. I just think Malik's gonna have a great year.
Nah, he's that fucking good. He's
What
the
is there
best
to be in about?
He's the best weapon Daniel Jones has ever had, and honestly, I can't fucking wait.
Over Saquon?
He clears him.
Oh wow.
Malik Nabers clears Saquon
Saquon
Barkley.
Barkley was never
You
fully
did say
healthy.
you overreact. You
Exactly.
Said that. To start.
Also, if
You
you're gonna
saved
be an
yourself this
elite
fight.
receiver,
Saquon's superstar
Daniel
year.
Jones
we
is
have
not
to
gonna-
wait till Malik's.
Daniel Jones is not going to maximize
Saquon's
him anyway.
superstar year was with Eli.
No, I
His
thought it was,
superstar that he had another one,
Yes.
but that was post ACL, post sprained ankle.
He was just great.
He was really fucking good. 1,300. That was the year that they went to the playoffs.
Yes.
Saquon was amazing.
Saquon was their offense.
But in terms of wide receiver, because obviously I say weapon, you were allowed to get broad. When it comes to wide receiver, Malik Nabers is already the best he's
Most
already
talented.
had.
I think now it makes us maybe rethink or revisit the Marvin Harrison Jr. versus Malik Nabers conversation.
Shouldn't we wait?
Marvin's been looking pretty
He's been
solid
killing
in
it
camp.
too.
Not like
Yeah.
Malik Nabers.
Well, it's been more loud because he's in the media capital
Yeah,
of the
for sure.
world.
I just think the highlights have been more loud too.
I just saw.
If Marvin Harrison was doing what Malik Nabers is doing, we would see it too.
Now, I just watched him burn Sean Murphy Bunting.
they also said that like day one in training camp, the veteran wide receivers were asking Marvin Harrison for advice. Like he came in just as the dude, you know.
Who are
so
the veteran wide receivers? Michael
Probably
Wilson and Greg Dortch.
Greg Dortch.
Yeah.
Oh, they got a couple guys.
And now,
there.
unfortunately,
Yeah,
Rondell.
or
so
just
veterans.
not veterans, but non-rookie wide receivers. Be like, yo, bro.
Bro, he hasn't been in the league. Everybody in front of him.
So
has
you're
been in the
all
league.
you're all still saying Marvin Harrison will be better than Malik Nabers right now. Nothing has changed.
No, I don't think
can't
training
let
camp should change your mind.
But I think there's a real world now there. Malik Nabers goes out there.
I am
leads
definitely rooting for
leads
Malik
rookies in receiving
more
yards.
than I'm rooting for Marvin. I'll just leave it at
I'm
that.
rooting for both. like
I
both
am
guys.
rooting for both, but I have to pick a side here. I'm gonna choose Malik.
You know, when we did the Would You Rather on Marvin Harrison Jr., it was a name brand guy because he's the son of a former Hall of Famer. If we would have did that same Would You Rather and switched Marvin Harrison Jr. with Malik Nabers, I think a lot of the answers stay the same.
What if we did a Would You Rather with Malik Nabers right now?
We could do
That
that.
would turn me on.
Yeah.
All right, let me pull
Is
it up real
Dehls
quick.
about to cook? While Dehls cooks, Riv, you have a blind ranking that you want to get into, right?
Yeah, I was gonna do it after him. He
All
does
right,
his.
I'm good whenever.
Okay. I didn't know he could research that
No,
fast.
yeah,
he went crazy.
It felt like to me he had the list already.
No, I mean I'm looking at like top
Let's
receivers.
overreact,
Not that difficult, you know?
baby. I'm excited.
All right, training camp. Would you rather Malik Nabers edition?
Jesus Christ.
First name up, Garrett Wilson.
Garrett Wilson.
Are we gonna do it?
No,
Are we gonna start like this?
No, can't do that to Garrett.
Yes, you pussy.
I respect Garrett Wilson.
Garrett Wilson, no. I thought you were gonna overreact.
No, it's Garrett Wilson. He's a dog.
Devontae Adams.
Moving forward, it's Malik Nabers.
I see.
mean,
I knew he was going to say this, and I
Moving
respect it
forward.
for the clip. For the clip, I respect you saying it.
It's still Tay until I see
The answer is
extreme
Devontae
decline.
Adams.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Puka Nacua.
Malik
Malik
Nabers.
Nabers.
This is where I
Damn.
start.
No, you don't.
Just set the rookie record for everything.
Malik could have did it with Matthew Stafford too.
1,400 yards is not normal. If he puts 1,400 yards this
It's
year,
Daniel
I'll be
Jones.
fine.
It might not happen.
Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Well, he didn't answer.
Oh, apologies.
It's Puka Nacua.
Okay. Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Malik Nabers.
Damn.
You're fucking casual. Next name.
I have a low-key 30% of me thought Joel was going to say Malik.
No, hurry up and get to the next name before I get angry.
Why don't you answer? What's your answer?
It's a question that doesn't need an answer.
So you don't think Marvin Harrison Jr. could be as good as Amon-Ra St. Brown?
No,
talking about
1,500
Malik
doesn't
Nabers.
just happen.
Wait, I'm not saying just this season. I'm talking about
In general, you think Marvin Harrison could be
Amon-Ra
better?
St. Brown is one of the 5 best receivers in football.
What?
You don't think Marvin Harrison Jr. could be that?
1,500?
He's not
I'm going to
one
need
of
to
the
see it first.
Not as a rookie. I'm saying just
Hey,
at Marvin's
you
best.
Why?
He's not one of the 5 best.
I said what I
He's
said.
not.
He's not.
No,
He's not that. He's not one of the 5.
I said what I said.
You're a liar.
1,500 is not regular.
He's better than AJ Brown.
I could argue it.
I didn't ask you that.
No, you
Yeah, I'm
can't.
going to take him.
No, you can't.
Oh, I think AJ Brown is over Amon-Ra.
Okay.
AJ Brown
You
is
say-
better.
he's better than Ayuk.
Yeah.
No, he's not. He's not better than IU.
I
Come
do
on.
think Amon-Ra gets a little discredit because he does
had
it a
him- we had
lot
him like
from the
7-8.
slot, but he's still got to win from the slot. Ayuk though
And he
is
doesn't drop
also, I think, because Ayuk can go in that system. I think he does the same exact thing.
And
about that.
Amon-Ra is one of the best after the catch also.
He is good at the catch. Yeah.
AJ Brown is just.
All right, let's go through a few names. All right, Brandon Aiyuk.
Brandon
Yeah.
Aiyuk.
Brendan Aiyuk.
Okay. Mike Evans.
Malik Nabers.
Moving forward, it's Malik Nabers.
It's the same shit with Tay, though. It's
Nah,
like,
Tay, even
I want
that-
you to give me
Tay's still
younger
a-
guys because if you give me the older guys, I'm gonna go with the younger superstar
You
talent.
picked Malik over Tay.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I
What he
said,
said.
yeah.
And he's taking him
That's what I
again.
said,
He's
yeah.
taking.
I'm high. Sorry.
It's all right.
All right.
Loves doing that.
Marvin Harrison.
Outing, man.
Who?
His
Say it
fellow
again?
rookie, Marvin Harrison.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna take
I'm still
Marvin.
gonna take Maserati, but Neighbors can be 1B to that.
My gut feeling tells me Malik Nabers. I think Malik Nabers, the explosiveness that he has, I think he has more explosiveness than Marvin Harrison Jr. I think he's a better athlete. I'm going to go with Marvin.
Better athlete.
Yeah. I think Marvin Harrison is more smooth.
Malik's
He's
got
a better
some more
runner,
burst.
but the
Malik definitely
burst,
got more burst
athleticism,
and
the
top-end
pop,
speed.
Malik got that.
Call him
So who's more
Maserati for a
athletic in
reason.
your opinion, Jamar Chase or Justin Jefferson?
I think it's Jamar.
There's an easy answer for me.
I do think Jamar's.
I think Jamar's
Yeah,
more athletic.
yeah, agreed.
Justin's just smoother.
yeah. Okay.
Much more cleaner.
So just because you're a better athlete
no,
doesn't
Jamar's
necessarily
definitely
mean.
he gives you real athlete like.
Because I always
him
felt
vibes.
similarly.
Jamar's a
with you.
crazy, or Justin's a crazy athlete.
I thought
too.
that the athlete would overcome that he has the talent, but on top of it, he's a better athlete than Jettis is. But
Jettis is a route runner just on a
he's
different
just
level.
perfect.
But I also think that Justin Jefferson is not far off from Jamar. It's just a pure athlete. What did Justin Jefferson run? A 4.41?
I think it's more.
Yeah, I mean,
the
Chase-
vertical-
Chase having the vertical along with the
Yes.
physical body he has. Like
He's just.
Justin's
I think
a little
Chase,
skinnier.
Chase just has a better
Justin has the
combination of
same
strength
vertical-
and
vertical,
speed.
No, but I'm saying
than
like to
Justin.
like it's like how we like.
I think after the catch, Jamar's more explosive.
yes.
Yeah.
The going up and get it type shit. I
Jettis
know
is
Jettis
just
is
as good,
amazing.
bro.
No,
I would
Jettis
go
is
Jefferson.
good.
I would go
Jet-
Jefferson.
Jettis,
I think that's pretty
Jettis
easy
is
for me,
just as good,
Jefferson.
bro. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't know that rookie year, Jamar.
Justin.
All I
too is
keep
crazy,
thinking
though.
about is how many deep touchdowns that he caught.
No, yeah, I'm going with Malik Nabers.
Okay. DJ Moore.
DJ Moore.
I'll go.
DJ Moore.
Nah, this is where I go Malik Neighbors.
Yeah, I think this is fine to take Malik Nabers over DJ Moore as
What?
well. I don't think that's crazy.
DJ Moore. I mean, DJ Moore is kind of what you think Malik
know what?
Nabers can one
I'm
day.
You think DJ
become.
Moore is better than Amon-Ra?
No, that was more to troll him.
Okay, no, that's why. I feel like if you're
He's
like,
serious.
if you're taking him over Amon-Ra, I could take him over DJ Moore.
No, that was more to trolling. Of course, I just mean to troll him because he knows I hate Detroit and shit. But
Did you?
yeah, low key.
Okay.
No, DJ Moore is like one of them ones. What are we doing?
I visualized the best version of Malik Nabers, and it looks a lot like DJ Moore.
That's.
I don't
not-
hate that.
I
would be
guess.
I don't hate that. Let's see if I can find one more. We went through basically all the young guys already.
We got a few is in my mind.
Drake London.
Malik Nabers.
Ooh.
Even though Drake London is great, sneaky great season this year.
That's tough. That's really tough. I'll go. Ooh, fuck, man.
I got a couple more.
I don't know why I wasn't
You have
ready
like
for
a
that
few
one.
more.
Yeah.
Like lingering.
Easy, come on. I'll go Malik.
Jalen Waddle.
Malik Nabers.
I'm staying Waddle.
Damn.
It's
You
so
know,
tough.
That's
man.
his guy, man.
It is his guy.
Waddle sacrifices so much for the
He
Dolphins.
does.
Who the fuck cares, really?
He was hurt this past season, still put up 1,000. The year before that, with Tyreek, still put up 1,300. To say who cares,
I
respect
think
him.
Malik to me is just a bigger version of Jalen Waddle.
He's not as fast.
He runs a 4.35, unofficial.
I think
Waddle ran
Malik
a 4.2 something.
I think top end speed Waddle's
Waddle's like
fine,
one
but
of the four
I
fastest
think
people in the
Malik is just like he's just so fast that he doesn't have to be as
I don't think
fast.
it's wrong.
You know what I mean?
to
Like
take, no. I don't know.
Now this one is really close. I'm gonna go with Malik Nabers.
I get that.
Nico Collins.
Malik Nabers.
Nico Collins.
Nico's a dog.
He's him.
Nico's
Nico
a
is
dog,
6'4".
man.
I love
some of these
Nico.
young dudes I might
220.
take Malik.
I love Nico,
Explosive.
but Malik, talent-wise, can be better than Nico.
Are you saying
again?
that-
But Nico Collins just put up over 1,300.
I'm
That's
going
not
with Nico.
regular.
The only
going
question
Nico.
I have talent wise is that because Malik is a top 10 pick and Nico takes a couple years to develop, not a high prospect.
Correct. And
Because
off
what he
the
showed us in
rip,
the league last year is Nico could be one of the top dudes in the league.
without a doubt, but in training camp, as a rookie, he already is the star of the show.
Yeah.
Already.
I'm gonna go with Nico Collins.
Okay.
I'm leaning Nico Collins,
I
but
think
I feel
Collins
like
is better than Waddle
Yes.
at their best.
right
Yes.
now, yes.
Smitty.
What do you mean right now?
Oh, sorry.
Like right now, as players,
Never know when you
Nico's
guys
better.
are done conversating.
Oh, okay. I mean, aren't they the same age?
Are they the same age?
Yeah, they
I
both
think they were
played
drafted
2-3
in the
years.
same class.
Who?
They were the
Nico
same
and
class?
They both played
Yeah.
like 2-3 seasons.
Oh, all right. Well, yeah. Right now, Nico's
Nico's
better.
25. I think Waddle's also
I
25.
think he's around there.
He is 25.
Maybe Nico was in that class.
You know what? I think. You know what? Let me not lie because I'm not
25.
sure if Nico Collins was picked ahead of Amon-Ra. Also, I'm not sure.
I think he was.
Yeah.
Amon-Ra was like a 5th round pick.
I know he was late, but I'm not sure if
think-
he was one of those guys.
I feel like
also.
Nico was a day 2 pick.
He was.
Yeah. Smitty.
Malik Nabers.
Malik Nabers.
Smitty.
Smitty's someone that also suffers from Jalen Waddle syndrome, where he just has a dog in front of him and there's nothing that he can do about it, but he still produces every single season. I'm going to go Malik because I believe that he is the genuine number 1 and will be the genuine number 1 for years to come. That's also a New York problem.
So any of the top 5 guys, A.J. Brown, Chase, Jettas, Tyreek, I guess we already said Amar, CeeDee Lamb. Are we taking Malik Nabers over any of those guys?
Nah, they're all still relatively really young.
They are. Outside of Tyreek.
Yes, outside of Tyreek. But
To be better than those guys, it's gonna be very hard.
You have to take a volcanic type mountain leap. You know,
That's a true top 5.
Yeah.
that's a real top 5.
And that's not even with A.J. Brown. And at the A.J. Brown, that's
because you guys
really
slept on
high
him.
hill,
That's
too.
okay.
I don't think I never talked about Amon-Ra, to be honest.
Okay.
I never thought he could be this. No way. No way, no how.
Did I? I'm asking you. Did I?
Of course you did.
What did I say?
Probably nothing nice.
What were you?
If you don't remember, that's cap. Be honest.
You remember
If I
everything.
don't, I know.
You remember everything.
I do
so
remember certain
if
things.
you don't remember, it's kind of like, did I?
don't
It
know
was
if
big when we were having our CeeDee Lamb and Amon-Ra
I
discussions.
definitely did say it. Then.
But he won, though.
Yeah, no, that I'll give him to him for sure. 17, but again, there's not many mouths to feed in Dallas.
There's a pretty significant level between CD and Amon-Ra.
There's not many mouths to feed in Detroit.
Sam Laporta.
I feel like they had the same
Sam
amount of
Laporta
targets.
and Jake Ferguson.
Nah,
Sam Laporta is better, but
Thank
Jake
you.
gets some
No, it's
targets.
not even a
he's
question.
He's the second option. I don't think Jake Ferguson is that much
But
worse.
Laporta
than
gets a
Laporta.
bigger piece of the pie. He had like 80
No,
receptions.
It's not even close.
How many
Sam
targets?
Laporta's better than
I
him.
think the target rate was that separate.
Laporta had 80 receptions.
No, I'm talking about between Amon-Ra and
CD?
No, Amon-Ra gets peppered with targets.
No, it's actually silly.
Let's see.
So I don't know about
No,
that.
CeeDee Lamb was the most. If I'm not mistaken,
he had
was-
181
yeah, he was
targets, which I
number
do
one.
believe led the league.
CD Lamb
Yeah.
was definitely number 1, but
Amon-Ra was
had to be
164.
top 5.
He
What was he?
164.
Top 5?
I don't have the rankings actually.
Probably
I'm just,
should. You said
I'm
how
just
much was
looking individual.
CD at?
181.
Yeah, so he probably was top 5, top 6.
I think that was 3 because Tay was 2.
Yeah, I mean Laporta had 120 targets. Jake Ferguson had 102.
Oh.
So now he did have 71 receptions. That's more than I remember.
He
Slept
tried
on
to
Jake
slept on
Ferguson, man. Slapped on Jake.
But I think, both offenses are pretty condensed. Like you obviously have your
Hey, listen,
number one
you-
receiver.
You're gonna
you have
milk your
great
best
tight
receiver,
ends.
so
Yeah, you have to.
I
It's
respect
just
it.
Dallas.
He's amazing.
Brandon Cooks and Jameson, they're kind of similar. Like neither of them are a huge part of the offense, but I think we're expecting Jameson to take a leap.
Yeah.
And out of the backfield though, Jameer Gibbs and Montgomery are going to get a lot more looks.
Brandon
than
Cooks
Rico
was
and-
scoring though.
He
One
was.
thing
He
about
was
I
him,
still
touchdowns.
think
he was
even with all
scoring.
that, Amon-Ra is still gonna get force fed.
Yeah, so
He
is
does.
CD.
Yeah,
Yeah, because he doesn't drop shit.
you're cooking.
He
Took
does.
the Cowboys a few weeks to figure it out, but once they said, let's get the ball to CD Lamb, shit started working.
Get the ball to your best player. Shit work.
That was a movie.
We're here.
Shout out to Mike McCarthy, man. Great coach.
Are you here with your blind ranking?
Yes. I am here. So this is a blindly ranking random NBA teams.
Okay.
Off
Just
season
2024?
Off season is pretty much over. I have 6 random teams for you. 1, 2, 3, 4 West, 2 East. Make it a little bit easier. First team up, the Sacramento Kings. Well, let me make sure I get y'all list down.
Sacramento Kings.
5.
I think 5 is fair.
You
5,
started
4.
at 5. You never started at 5 before.
The thing is, the Kings are such a polarizing team to where it really depends on how you view them. We could go.
I like
5.
the Kings.
They're
But
solid,
5.
But yeah,
5 is you just never started at 5. Okay, so Kings at 5.
first time for everything.
First time for everything. You're due. Next team up, Indiana Pacers.
Okay.
I'm cool with 4.
4's cool too.
I'm cool with 4.
All right.
4.
I don't think they're so much better than the Kings.
No. You asked Joel, you'd say otherwise.
Well,
However,
let's ask him. What do you think?
I actually think there's an argument for whoever could be better.
good for you, man.
I think the Kings are. If the Kings were in the
These
East,
are your teams.
Agreed.
These are your teams.
they would be a great team. They would have much
You know what's
more
funny?
of a chance.
They'd be
Never
right around
mind.
the same as the
You're
Pacers.
too
Yes.
early, man.
You're too early. You let
You're
go
too
too
early.
fast. Who do you think is who in the East? Where you think the Kings would be? Like seed them.
They'd be right where the Pacers are.
Celtics, Knicks,
Were they 6?
Bucks
5,
better,
6.
Sixers better. Really, it's the 5th spot. Like they would be competing with the Cavs,
And
the Magic,
Right.
Yep.
the Pacers.
Okay.
Yep, that would be right there.
I like that answer. Next team up, the Magic.
6.
Oh,
I was gonna say 3.
I was gonna say 3 also.
Wow.
I like the Magic.
We still got a lot.
They
of
just
names
picked up
we can get.
KCP.
Honestly,
It's the team that made the playoffs. They're just going to get another year experience. Paolo's going to be better coming off a great series against the Cavs.
We're gonna put them over the team that just made the conference finals in the East.
Fluky, remember that.
I just like their better player, their best player more than I like Indiana's best player.
You like Paolo more than Tyrese Halliburton?
I do.
Okay.
What? What's the issue?
No.
What's the issue? What's the issue?
It's just
What's the
Tyrese
issue?
Halliburton is so disrespected. Keep going.
Because
keep going.
Paolo's
Tyrese
better
is
than him.
Paolo's
We're
not
going
better
to
than
put him
him.
6?
Paolo's not better than him. What are we talking
No,
about?
what I'm
he's
saying
not-
is, no. All I'm saying is to think Paolo is better than him. I don't think that's disrespectful. Paolo is nice.
Paolo's
then-
very fucking good.
Or even if you think that Pascal
And he's in
Siakam
your- just
clears
finished your two.
Franz Wagner.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then
For sure.
Miles Turner is better than Wendell Carter Jr.
But
Yes.
the Magic's defense is
It's
one of the
night
best.
and day.
and could I
Jalen
argue
Suggs,
Andrew
KCP.
Nembhard is better than Jalen
Jalen
Suggs?
Suggs? No, you can't argue that.
What do you mean I can't argue that?
No.
So you
I
think
would say
Jalen
Suggs. I
Suggs
think Suggs is
clears
better.
him?
I think that's an argument.
Andrew Nembhard was a great
It's
defender
just
last
easy
year.
for me to accept.
Suggs is all
but
NBA.
Suggs
I
is
know,
one of the
but
best in the game.
Nembhard also gives
And he
you
just
much.
shot 40.
He's a much better offensive player. I
he
think
just-
skill set wise. Not points per game
Okay,
wise.
I
Because
was-
Nembhard averaged 9 points. So
I do think
the
Nembhard's
points
better
per
skill
game
set than
doesn't.
Suggs.
I
offensively.
Doesn't
guess he
pop.
needs
But
to see-
defensively,
again.
but
It was
also
a couple games in the
I'm saying,
playoffs.
but-
Now Nembhard, everyone's here.
No, but
He's
the
awesome.
Magic skill together fits well. Like player for player, Pacers are better. But if you take totality what the Magic could bring defensively, and then you got Paolo and potentially Franz shooting again, that team could be better.
You just told me the Magic's defense, but the Pacers have the second best offense
For sure.
in the NBA.
For sure.
And I think they're much better defensively than the Magic are offensively. The
yeah.
Magic are one of the worst offenses. Pacers
they
were
were
not
bad.
one
They
of
did
the
just add
worst
KCP.
defenses.
Yep.
Get a little spacing.
Okay.
What? I thought the Pacers were a bottom 5 defense.
No, I think they finished
Once
in
they
like
got Siakam, they really improved.
So we're putting them at 6 or 3.
Yeah, that's where this all stemmed from.
For list purposes, let's do 6. 6. Excuse
6.
me.
Okay,
Sure.
so we need
Final
heavy hitters
answer.
here.
I really like 3, but whatever.
they're
Listen,
24 defensive rating. But I
I
don't know
like
what
3
they were
too.
with Siakam.
Yeah, that's what I was about.
Let's see
That means more to me.
Do you
I like 3 too.
All right, listen.
Seems like it's outvoted.
all right,
Sure.
3 it is.
3.
All right, let's put them 3.
Okay, cool. I like that answer.
Magic
Please
together,
say the
man.
Warriors.
Oh my God, the easiest 6 of our lives.
Too bad they're not up here.
We got our 2 East teams out the way. Just keep that in mind.
Oh, you're cooking. You're
Next
cooking.
team up, the Memphis Grizzlies.
This would have been a good 3.
Yeah,
But you know
it
what?
would have been.
You know what?
2.
2.
I mean, yeah, 2 years ago when they were healthy, they were the second best team in
What
the
do you mean
West.
this would have been a good 3?
Instead, the Magic at 6 put them at the Grizzlies at 3.
I'm cool with the
Magic
Grizzlies
at
at
6?
2.
That's what I'm saying. But yeah, let's
I'm
put
cool
them
with
at
the Grizzlies
2.
at 2.
Right.
Right now we're cooking. We need an ass West team.
Yeah, I know. That's what
Give
I'm
me the
worried about.
Spurs.
Next
Give me
team
the Spurs.
The Pelicans.
I'm cool with 6 here.
No.
This is where I'm cool with 6.
The Pelicans are a better basketball team than Magic.
Pelicans are
This is-
better than every team so
this is
far.
why we
put them
should've
on.
put
Put them
the
on.
Magic 6.
They're number 1.
You
They're,
sure?
they're the best team.
Positive.
They
Well,
only
we
have
got
6
teams
and
we
1
have
left.
again. We
Yes.
got the Magic. We got the
you
Pacers.
you have the Grizzlies at 2, the Magic
Grizzlies.
at 3, the Pacers at 4, the Kings at 5. Are you sure?
The Pelicans are the
want
best
You are
team here.
taking the
Pelicans
chance
at
on the
one?
Pelicans being the best team
Yes.
on this
Yeah,
list.
you're nuts, bro.
You're taking a chance that we're
you
not
got
going to get
outvoted
a
here,
better
Drew.
name
Yeah.
than the Pelicans.
I
Pelicans at
trust
6.
that we're not going to get
Drew,
a
I
better
think You're
name.
getting outvoted here.
I trust that we're not going to get a better name.
You think next year the Pelicans are going to be better than the Grizzlies?
On paper, a healthy Pelicans team is amazing.
Health is
Health
very
is- health is
factor in the
huge.
regular season.
Right now, this is what we're doing. It's the off season. I have a perfect world.
Well, I could say the last time the Grizzlies were healthy, they were the second best team in the West.
That you're going off 2 seasons now. This past season, when Zion and BI were on the court post All-Star break, this was a top 3 defense and one of the better offenses in the
That's
league.
a pretty small sample size compared to a full 82
Well, I'm
game
giving you in
sample size.
context. Post All-Star game, we're talking about one of the best teams in the game.
But that's post All-Star.
for
You're talking
a
about 30
majority
games.
of this. That's almost half the season.
I got a full season of the Grizzlies being
2 years
number
ago.
2. Okay. They still got the same dudes all in their prime.
That's not true. They don't have rebounding really, unless you're really relying on Zach Edey to come in and be a dog.
They lost Steven Adams, but you still got Giles in his prime. You got Jaren Jackson. You got Desmond Bane.
Jaren Jackson's moving you.
You've added Marcus Smart. That should be a good team.
Grandpa Marcus, I respect that.
You said 6, right?
I think you got outvoted, brother.
Do you really want to put him 6?
I put him 6.
The disrespect to Jaren Jackson, I just heard that. DeJounte Murray is moving you
At the point guard? Yeah.
more than Jaren Jackson Jr.?
Jaren Jackson's so fucking mid.
DeJounte Murray is, what is he?
He's also kind of mid. He's like slightly above. I really feel one. I don't think we're going to get a better team than him given the teams that we've gotten, unless he just throws like a Minnesota on us, which would be whack.
What's your gut feeling, Dehls?
I'm feeling a Jazz. That's why I see
the last team?
No,
You're saying?
what's your
Oh,
gut
no,
feeling
6.
between the Pelicans? Do you think we're going to get a better team than the Pelicans?
Yeah.
If we get the Jazz, I need apologies. If we get Minnesota, I apologize to you. But 6? You really are leaning 6?
I just don't even. I think the Pelicans with all of these teams.
Why did
are
the Jazz just like
close.
something about the Jazz just spoke to me? I feel like
What
that's
if it is the Jazz?
It's not.
Okay.
Just take that
okay.
in
Well,
advance.
all right.
Oh,
now.
you ruined the
Yeah,
surprise.
why did you do that?
I would have loved.
I feel
for
like
you.
the Jazz don't fit with these
This guy
teams.
doesn't give a blind ranking.
All right, let's trust this intuition of yours.
Let's
We'll
do it.
Put them 1.
Wow.
Oh,
Wow.
this guy's okay.
Wow.
Who's
Six.
Wow.
All right, that's cool. Who's 6, Riv?
Warriors,
Warriors,
Warriors.
I'm not saying I trust this intuition. I just if you're wrong, come on, go. Reveal it.
So you got the Pels at 1. So to finish off the blindly ranking, random. Can I finish saying
come on.
and then
Hurry up.
To finish off the blindly ranking for random NBA teams, my brothers in Christ put the Pelicans 1, the Grizzlies 2, Orlando 3, Indiana 4, Sacramento 5, and now Drew, drumroll please.
Just all my energy went to the first one.
Dehls, you're an idiot. The Rockets are 6.
Nice.
What did I say? When it comes to these fucking blind rankings, come on my fucking back and we go.
Whoa.
Resume. Let's go.
Crazy.
Your intuition was right.
Yeah, that's why when I said no to the Jazz, I know I still had one up the sleeves.
We're here. I do this. I
Damn,
fucking
Dehls.
do this.
Yeah, don't let Dehls lead the charge ever.
Fucking
I
guy.
think you have a tell, Riv.
What?
I think you have a tell. It feels like Drew has figured out a tell of yours.
Think
Damn.
so? I have another
He's in your
blindly
head.
ranking for later.
Maybe the tell is that
not getting
whatever,
cocky. You
whatever
saying that?
team Riv says last is just a terrible team.
It's not true. It's either one or the other. It's usually how blind
so
ranking
maybe I should
goes.
adjust.
I don't know. I'm just saying. Maybe
like
he's
that.
figured out a tell.
Maybe he
Pelicans are
did.
good. That was really my real
Or-
reason
I
behind
got to
it.
set up a different game
Or
plan.
maybe you're giving me the advantage in the next blind ranking because now I know what your last team's going to be.
You want to know what my thought process was? We got a lot of average to slightly above average squads. Pelicans, to me, are my favorite above average squad. That was really my reason for putting them 1 and not 6.
Well, now I got to go back to the drawing board, adjust my game plan, be ready for game 2.
You trust Zion more than Ja? You think he's better?
Trust?
You think he's not trust. You think he's better? That's the real question I'm asking.
That's so tough to say. I've seen John Morant for a full season average 27 and 7.
You seen it from Zion, not 27-7, but
yeah.
close to
26.
Probably was.
It was pretty
7
great.
rebounds, probably.
Yeah, you're right. Actually,
No,
Right
Zion's
at the 27 points.
there is part of me that does lean Zion, but I feel
did.
like that's the part that
You did,
loves
right?
him. You
second
know?
year, yeah.
I think the arguments are similar for both of
Yeah,
them.
true. Both are injury prone to a
Yeah.
degree. Zion more so for sure.
I think offensively you have concerns about both when it comes to jump shooting
Off the
and
court,
kind
you
of
know.
how you limit.
one messes with porn stars, the other messes with guns.
They're both sickos.
They are
Okay,
in their own ways.
But, you know.
On the court, they're
Both
undeniable.
amazing. They're both amazing.
Out of this
Both
world.
definitely prime time. We need them to
Number
be good
1,
people.
elite. Number 2, elite. Number 3, elite in the Olympics.
Oh, RJ Barrett? He's pretty good in the Olympics.
Can you believe they lost?
He is.
Fucking France.
Damn,
I know Jamal Murray's been terrible. He's playing terrible for
he
them.
isn't so bad.
You had him in top 5 talks last year.
That
Yeah.
was
He
I
deserved.
never forget
Yes,
that.
deserved.
Well deserved.
Yeah, he
Well
didn't.
deserved.
Then he didn't play in the
This
playoffs.
went
He
on a
didn't play
finals
well.
run.
What an asshole.
Yeah.
I just can't believe
It's because
it.
you've never been a Jamal Murray guy, and then he was a dog. I know.
I'm back.
I know.
We're here. Yeah, man.
You had Jalen Brunson and Fred VanVleet talks
when
before he got to the
Fred VanVleet
Knicks.
talks is
when Fred
hilarious.
was an all-star?
Nah, I'm happy he's doing this.
Fred was an all-star, though.
I'm not good.
No, we just come a long way. The
Yeah.
Jalen Brunson bandwagon.
And now he's
come a
top 2
long
in the
way.
league.
You're not even a Knicks fan no more.
What do you mean? How can I not be a Knicks fan? You're actually not a Bulls fan anymore.
You're right, and I own up to that.
Yes.
You don't.
What team are you going to root for after Steph retires?
Warriors.
Really? That's your
Now he's my son.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I know. I've been said this. It's Steph retires.
It's going to be a new team you like, and then you're going to just...
I mean, it's always a new team every
He's
year.
so,
We know.
gonna
honestly,
be-
I'm with you all there. There's
It's
going to be
always
another
another
player
It's
that
gonna
comes
be
around.
Judd, or it's
Listen,
gonna
wherever
be
Cooper goes,
It's gonna be Cade.
Now this.
Cooper Flag.
Yo, you
You're
need
crazy.
you need
bro.
help.
I just watch.
You know who we have to be, even though Seton Hall and Rutgers do have a rivalry, we do have to kind of root against them.
I'm rooting for them.
Ace
Definitely rooting for
Bailey
Ace and
is
Facts.
gonna be my guy.
and Dylan Harper.
Jersey guy, that's
I
tough.
pick Cooper Flag. It's an issue, but they pick
Ace Bailey, you saw he dropped to 5th. Best
There's more of
prospect.
a connection here, though.
He dropped the 5.
5 is
So Cooper Flag goes to the
your
Bulls.
Cooper
Flag's
players,
undeniable
top
one.
dudes.
Okay.
It was Scoot. It was the Thompson twins.
No,
They
that's what I'm
put
saying.
all
Like
the
going
top
from 1 to
5.
5 ain't.
No.
But I'm just
That's
saying,
a
if you
difference.
liked all these top 5 guys, so can we?
Cooper Flag's generational.
He just said if Cooper Flag goes to the Bulls. He's back to the Bulls.
Oh.
I'm back.
They're not welcoming you.
There's no shame
I'll
in
get
that.
back.
Dude, I'll be honest. I would have kept that close and just been like, I've always been here.
No,
Nah,
I'm
Cooper
back.
Flag.
I'm back. Joel, wait.
What about Ace Bailey or VJ Edgecombe?
If they go to the Bulls?
Yeah.
I'm not really a VJ.
VJ
I like him, but I'm not like, I
is-
wouldn't say I'm a fan.
I fringe a fan.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm a
His
fan.
highlight tape is fire.
I'm more Dylan Harper, Nolan, Cooper. Those are my 3 guys.
What if Ace Bailey goes to the Bulls?
I'm not really a
You
fan.
Josh Giddey guy?
Okay.
Now you know I'm not.
No. There was a meme of his. You know what? Let's just move
Oh,
on.
the
We don't
Olympics quote?
Yeah.
Shit was nasty, man. Shit was
Yeah,
nasty.
he's a funny guy. Man.
That's your star guard.
That's your franchise, look.
Yours crazy.
Oh, facts. Forget. You're done with the Bulls.
If I said Kobe
You know what?
instead,
You're
you cool with
out.
that?
They have Josh Giddey on your squad. That's
why
you're
I'm
out.
Listen, I can't deal with freakos. I don't believe in that cost, so I had to leave. I'm on a different thing.
Who for the Browns?
Oof,
Fuck.
got me.
Fuck. You said
Got me. Yeah, got me there. But that's more Denzel Ward and shit like
Yeah,
that.
you're not really a big Deshaun fan.
I'm reaching foul. Bro said Denzel Ward. Didn't even name Myles Garrett. He was like Denzel Ward.
That's my favorite quarterback.
Yeah, I would say he's definitely a Denzel Ward fan. I'll give him that
man.
respect.
Thank you.
Who's better, Denzel Ward or Derek Stingley?
Denzel Ward.
Calm?
Nah,
Okay.
not calm.
All right. I agree.
Not calm.
Derek Stingley's amazing.
Denzel Ward's pretty small for a cornerback.
He's
you know?
fast as shit.
You know,
though.
he's a dog, but he struggles with like bigger receivers.
And he's a
like,
ball hawk.
He struggles with Pickens. That's
Well, I
big
mean,
guy.
Pickens
big
is
dude.
great.
You know, he's a big dude. He struggles with those. big
Pickens is
fellas.
one of those this offseason we have not given enough love to. I've just found that at least in myself.
He was
Like,
on my breakouts, but now that Ayuk's going there, he ain't breaking
Wait,
out.
so Joel, genuine question: what's worse, me dropping the Bulls or you pulling up to the Nets game in Nets gear as a Knicks fan? Which was worse?
It was James Harden. It was James Harden.
You got photographs
And then you was
in
on the phone. You was on the
4K.
camera.
I had no shame about it. I took a picture with me having a Harden beard on my face as the prop. I went because of James Harden, not because
They were playing the Knicks that
root
game?
for the Nets. No, they were playing the
no.
Grizzlies.
I think we were playing.
They're playing the Memphis Grizzlies.
Paul,
Yeah.
you were a Nets fan that year.
He was.
I wanted James Harden to win
He
a
was.
championship. Yeah.
Nets fan is insane.
You were a Nets fan the year after. Harden left.
No, I was not.
Yes, you was with Jock Vaughn, Kevin Durant, Kyrie.
I
Yes,
like
you
the
was.
team. I wasn't a Nets
was
fan.
And
real
it's
high.
not even like a New York Yankees and a New York Mets type situation where like New York Yankees, the most winning team in baseball, and then that's little bro. You know, it's like Yankee fans, it's not like we feel bad for them. We don't feel like any type of way
It's no
rooting
beef.
for them.
It's
Exactly.
really nothing.
They hate us. With the Knicks and the Nets, although the Knicks are definitely the more historic franchise,
Yeah, the 50s.
their last chip was 73. So it's not like either of them
As a
really have
matter of
anything
fact,
to hang
in the
their hat on.
2000 eras, the Nets
the
have
Nets
been
were tough.
successful. So, yeah.
And then this past decade, the Nets, although the Knicks have caught up,
Yeah.
the Nets definitely had
The Knicks
the
are by
best
far.
squad.
They're ahead right now by
Yeah.
far.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Nets,
Right now?
The Nets were ahead in the 2020,
Yeah.
2022 area, and then it imploded for them. But
The Knicks had the early
had that
2010s though. Now they got now.
Shit, even the Nets was still high.
But I will say, like, even with the Nets making all those moves, Julius Randle turned out to be the most
Box
consistent,
office.
the guy who has the best longevity in New York. And that season was special. The 2020
Yeah,
season.
that was.
Yo,
the
shout out
Julius
to
Randle.
our brother in Christ, Jalen Brunson, officially named team captain of the New York Knicks.
What took him so long?
Who was the last team captain?
Lance
Do we know?
Thomas, I saw.
Actually?
I think it was,
Yeah, it was.
Lance Thomas, right?
So interesting.
I mean, that. I guess. Probably like
But
cool
Jalen
knockout.
Brunson, he was kind of like when Judge got his contract, and they were just like, all right, let's
Yeah,
get him
but
the
the
captain.
Yankees, the previous one was Jeter, right?
Yeah.
There hadn't been one
It
since
probably,
Jeter.
yeah,
That's what I was
mean, their
expecting.
teams were
like,
kind of ass, though.
I know.
I
but
never knew that basketball had captains.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
They should put a C on their chest.
I agree.
Maybe they do. We
But
just
the
don't see
Yankees
it.
don't do it.
They don't.
They don't
Do they
really-
do that in
I
baseball?
remember Jason Varitek for the Red Sox
Yeah,
having the
that's-
C
I'm like
on
pretty
his
sure
chest.
Football, 'cause
Draymond Green
football
was our
does it.
captain.
It feels like the captains for NBA teams are more subtle. Like Udonis has him as the captain for the Heat. That's a subtle thing.
Draymond Green is the captain.
For the Warriors, yeah, he is.
He's a great leader.
Steph isn't?
I think maybe they're both. But
I
know
think
Dre
Steph is more lead by example. Draymond is more
vocal.
Oh, yeah.
vocal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's very.
Well, I wouldn't want to lead by his example.
Wow.
Okay. Wow. That was a little rough. And then you like didn't. You just kind of.
I'm looking up every captain in Knicks history.
And the last one was Lance Thomas for sure.
Damn. So that means I didn't have one in between.
I don't really think NBA teams do captains.
It's just like a fake. Like you're Chris Paul. You're the captain.
I was going to say Jalen Brunson definitely is worthy of the captain tag, though.
Yeah.
he is.
It's
Yeah.
probably just like whoever's the leader. Like James Johnson's probably the Pacers captain.
I just don't know how much that means though.
Captain?
Yeah, I don't know how much that means.
What do you mean, though? In what sense?
How much it matters.
Well, to me, he's your franchise star. He's the face of your franchise.
Okay, I got the list of team captains. So Jalen Brunson. Then we have Lance Thomas, Courtney Lee, Melo, Amari, Raymond Felton, David Lee, Chris Duhon.
Good names.
Eddie Curry, Malik Rose, Steve Francis, Jamal Crawford, Kurt Thomas, Stephon Marbury, Allen Houston, Larry Johnson, Herb Williams, Derek Harper, Charles Oakley, Mark Jackson, Patrick Ewing, Bill Cartwright, Rory Sparrow, Lewis Orr, Bernard King,
All right,
Maurice
brother.
Easy. Walt Frazier was never.
Walt Frazier is on here. Willis Reed is on here.
Phil Jackson? They ever give it to him?
Hell no.
I stopped paying attention halfway through. You started naming these names.
Allen Houston.
You're not a real Knicks guy.
Eddie Curry. He was a top 10 pick. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's about.
Damn. A lot of dudes. Jamal Crawford.
How many
Melo is surprising.
Why?
You don't think Melo's a leader?
I think he's a team captain type guy. Nothing wrong with that.
What do you think about Carmelo Anthony versus Jason Tatum 1-on-1? Who do you think would win?
Carmelo would whip his ass.
You think Carmelo would
one-on-one?
violate Jason Tatum?
Carmelo would fry him. And that's not even to say he's better than just one-on-one.
Do you think he's better?
Melo's all about buckets.
He is all about buckets.
I think Melo can beat 95 to 99% of people.
2022 Tatum, it's a conversation.
It's not.
2024 Tatum, no way.
I think Melo beats any form of Tatum.
That 2022 Tatum
Tatum
was
can't
special,
stop
man.
Melo. Are they playing take back?
2022 Melo, 2022 Tatum was when he finally broke onto the scene
if
as
you're
one of the
saying
best
just
defenders.
one-on-one, bro, that would be ass.
If you're giving me fat, stocky, I could still move Melo, Tatum has no chance.
2013 Melo, was that the year he won?
Best Melo versus best Tatum.
Scoring title.
Just make it easy.
Melo beats him like
12-2.
12-2? Oh, my God.
I don't think Tatum gets the ball.
Are we agreeing 2022 Tatum's the best Tatum? It's the most consistent in my opinion.
Yeah, he would. That's close.
The
That's
year
my
that
favorite
he
Tatum.
had the record for most turnovers in a playoff run.
Yeah, that one too. That one.
I don't know.
Or
'Cause I think-
2023. I feel like 2023 he also was
Like,
pretty great.
I know his jumper disappeared this year, but I still feel like this was the most complete version of Tatum we got. But 2022, he was actually able to jump shoot.
The year he lost to an 8 seed in the conference finals.
he was elite in that.
That was
series,
23,
though.
brother.
He was elite in that
2024,
series.
The year he shot below 40% in the
Yo,
finals.
who has more rings in the last 40 years, Tatum or the Knicks? How about Tatum or the Nets? How about Tatum or Ant? How about Tatum or Luka? How about Tatum or Harden? How about we quiet down
How
with
about Tatum
Tatum
and
over
Patrick
here?
Mahomes? How about Tatum and Patrick Mahomes?
What does he do? He just brought football in
Yeah.
there?
He
has to.
Ew.
You know,
Yeah.
Come on,
Yo,
man.
Joel.
Two years in a row. 2 years in a row.
Joel, you're moving nasty.
I don't think I forgot about
just
that
either
Eagles Super Bowl. That was one of the happiest days of my life.
2 years ago. Live in the now.
Now, that moment still comes up in the now for me occasionally.
Yeah?
That was a great moment.
I can't be mad. Jalen Hurts played his ass off.
It's like we're going to start doing this.
Eagles had a 10-point lead, and Mahomes just did his thing,
Remember
baby.
when Matthew Stafford didn't have that dog
Shout out
in him?
to him. Yeah. Shout out to Matthew Stafford. I love Matthew Stafford.
You got lucky with that Chiefs Super Bowl. You needed that.
The Eagles?
you needed that bad, bro.
You know what's crazy? 2 years
You
in a
didn't
row.
need it. You didn't need it. I'm just laughing because it's a funny thing to say.
2 years in a row, Mahomes
Look at this.
had the task of saving my legacy versus the Eagles and Jalen Hurts versus Brock Purdy and the Niners.
He
And
came up.
He delivered
Yeah,
on both.
you had Dallas
I
coming
love
out
him.
and shit. Like
Hurts played his ass off, though.
Can you not say shit like that when I'm drinking water, please?
He needed to. Well, shout out to Mahomes saving my brother, man.
Fuck him.
Russ wants to play this preseason. Russell Wilson.
Okay.
Who cares?
He's hurt right now.
Get ready to learn Chinese, buddy.
Damn. But yes, Melo beats Tatum.
Over the weekend, I got goosebumps
Ooh.
with Roman Reigns' return.
All right.
How do I saw I went 4-7 on my picks.
Oh, you did.
Yeah.
Good job.
Shout out to Subs.
Shout out to Dehls.
I think
Shout out to Subs. He said 4 for
We
7.
did. We did a good job. Man, Roman Reigns' return was electric.
It was amazing.
It was so good.
Are you kidding me? Just tribal chief.
What'd
It's
he
the
do?
original tribal chief. All he did was come back and
just
hit him
what
with a
up?
Superman punch.
Literally punched
Hit him
somebody
with
in
a
the face.
spear.
Hit Cody?
The crowd was going. No,
Nah,
Solo
nah.
Save
Sikoa.
Cody.
Cody Rhodes and Solo Sikoa were laid out on the mat, and Roman Reigns' entrance just
The crowd
music
went
just hits.
fucking
Yeah.
nuts.
the crowd went wild.
It was his first time since WrestleMania.
Yep.
I felt the vibrations through the TV, and then when Roman Reigns went into the ring, first of all, that close up they get on Roman Reigns with his hair wet and slicked back.
No,
He looks like a god.
He does.
He looks.
No. I'll
I'm
be
not
honest
gonna
with
lie.
you.
Roman.
I've heard him say some
What-
crazy
what- that's
things.
what- I thought
He's right
something
here.
crazy was coming out. That's why.
I've heard
You
some crazy things.
You just
He's
fake went
right.
into detail.
Yeah, that's
Roman-
the way I thought he was gonna get worse.
He looked damn near
I
perfect.
thought it
the
was
way
gonna get a lot worse.
I
than
saw
what he
Roman
said.
Reigns, like, fuck, I wish I was him right now.
Okay, see,
The
that's why
way-
I'm scared.
He's cooking.
I thought he was gonna say something
I
else.
was
No,
like, God
Roman's
damn.
aura is insane.
I
there's
saw him say fuck. I thought something else.
Listen,
was gonna, that's why I was like, wait.
If there's one human being I could be in that moment, it would have been Roman
Look,
Reigns.
you see how he starts
See that?
bad?
It started off. I was like, ugh. He's right though, because
okay.
bro, when he goes and sets up for the spear, and does the ooh ah and the whole crowd. I've never heard them that loud.
When
for
he
Roman.
did the ooh ah,
Yeah.
everybody went crazy.
I've
in
never
Cleveland.
heard the crowd that loud for Roman.
And yeah, I've been knowing he was going to come back for like a week now, right?
Heavy
And
speculation.
it still was lit like that.
I think what makes it so good about this comeback is that he's coming back as a babyface. So people are now cheering for him more than they ever did before because he was kind of villain before. But now that he is a good guy, man, you really see how much the crowd rocks with him. Because even as a villain, he still had everybody acknowledging him. It didn't matter. Everybody acknowledged
It's time for him to go into his Rock phase when The Rock was on his Hollywood Rock and everyone was booing him, but then now he comes back and everyone loves and adores him. This is his time to enjoy that.
So I'm assuming Roman's going to fight Solo and The Rock down the road.
Probably Solo. The Rock is probably going to be WrestleMania if I had to guess, but The Rock kind of set up WrestleMania for him and Cody, which is kind of whack in my opinion. I still want to see The Rock and Roman more than that.
If it's The Rock and
about
Roman,
triple threat?
they're going to do that.
If it's a triple threat, it's up. But here's the thing. If it's a triple threat,
Cody has to win.
then that would upset me personally.
Oh, okay.
He doesn't have to win. It has to be Roman or Cody. One of those two.
Can't
He
be The Rock, though.
The Rock cannot win nothing of substance. At
Because
this
he's going right back
If
to
The
acting.
Rock wins,
Oh, it's
That'd
fake
be
up.
crazy.
pick up is funny. He would have to lock in.
Then who's John Cena's last match going to be?
I still
I see
believe it's
Randy
going to
about
be
to fight
Randy.
Gunther again.
I'm excited. That is going to be a good ass match. And Randy was talking his shit. He's like, "Listen, you're amazing. That belt looks good with you, but you didn't beat me legit."
Who's that supposed to be?
Kendrick Lamar.
Oh, I thought that was D'Lo for a second.
Wait, hold on.
D'Lo. That was nothing like D'Lo.
Just a little drawing over there, I guess.
It looks 100% like
It's
Kendrick Lamar.
the thick eyebrows. That's kind of what.
Yeah, it looks just like Kendrick Lamar.
Dehls just
you
does not
lost
know
me.
ball when it comes to Kendrick
Yeah,
Lamar.
you lost the shit out of me, bro.
That
That,
looked
looks
like-
exactly like
Exactly
Kendrick Lamar.
like Kendrick Lamar.
You got caught.
Gun to my head, I'm definitely saying Kendrick Lamar
Over
over
D'Lo?
D'Lo.
I didn't say D'Lo was my first guess. I just said, is it? I could have had.
So who's your first guess? Be honest.
D'Lo. Oh man.
It's funny,
Power
we haven't
rankings?
even gotten to the first topic of the show.
I thought we did.
Roman Reigns.
Oh, we did.
There have been a lot of people that we've measured aura. I think Roman Reigns has the most aura of like any professional athlete, entertainer that I've seen.
Ooh.
I think
Including players.
Sports?
including sports.
Like
that
all
balls.
time?
Like, that balls are included?
What?
Like footballs?
Yes.
Basketballs?
Basketball, yes. Like of the sports we cover and we talk about.
He's got more aura than Anthony Edwards.
yes.
He does.
You talking about all
No,
time?
he does.
Roman Reigns like top 5 aura humans.
Like you think him or
Ever?
Like him or MJ aura?
entertainers. Let me just preface that.
Him or MJ?
Michael Jackson?
No, I meant
Mike-
Michael Jordan.
Michael Jackson got more aura.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
So Michael Jackson, Michael Jordan.
I think it's
Stop.
close.
Stop.
Roman Reigns is the Michael Jordan WWE.
LeBron James? You're going to take Roman Reigns' aura?
It's close.
No, MJ and LeBron.
I think
MJ
you're
and
short
Roman are
selling
close.
it. I think you're
All
short
right,
selling
Steph
it.
Curry aura or
Oh, it's
Roman?
Roman Reigns.
I'll be honest, he's right.
It's
He's
Roman
right.
Reigns' aura.
Steph Curry's aura gets murdered because, unfortunately,
Dead.
it's funny.
Steph Curry doesn't have everybody going like this. He's not the tribal chief.
Joel. Drew.
All respect to
I'm sorry.
Steph
He's
Curry.
got more aura than AI.
Yes.
Yes.
That's
There's no.
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna start
You're
getting.
getting lost. I'm not understanding that Roman Reigns, what he means to wrestling.
I'm gonna start getting into the thing.
I meant to the world.
To the world?
The world.
Not to the way that Roman
about
Reigns
Steph?
is moving the world. Steph, it's a good argument.
Roman Reigns is
That's
more
a-
handsome than him.
What the? What? The,
Now, aura, see, this is when you get the people
what we
confused on what
turn
aura
I
is.
definitely.
what are we doing?
Hold on.
It's
I
just-
definitely think
it's where you turn
attraction
it-
plays a part in aura.
No,
Does it not?
you can't do that.
What does it not?
I tried to dissociate.
Bro, that's
the two.
not facts.
No.
Sounds nuts.
No.
Can we not continue?
It's not like.
Like Alex Caruso to me.
Why do you think SGA has
shit.
aura?
What?
No, why do you think SGA has aura?
His captions, number one. His outfits,
Yes.
number two. His game,
Yes,
number
that's
three.
really what it is.
How did you feel when you saw him on that Skims commercial?
No,
He's
for sure.
cooking
I
you.
was AO that moment. I'm starting to sit here and lie to you.
said,
that was like my fourth, fifth reason, bro. It's definitely his drip, his captions. on
Fourth,
Instagram.
fifth reason. You shouldn't include looks when you talk about aura. That's why you have those tweets out there that people say, when people say, this dude has aura, they just want to fuck them. That's where you
you
that's
just
not
said
what
that.
people
I mean,
validity. You give the people validity.
Bro, you're
not
going
getting
down a
sexual.
slippery slope, brother.
No.
You're going down a
I'm
slippery
not getting
slope.
sexual. I'm just saying, aura is a lot about energy and presentation. I think Roman Reigns' presentation
You thought about this.
is
You
more
could
than
tell.
it's more than Steph Curry. Like I think
I agree with this.
the way Roman presents himself, he feels like a true boss and
crazy.
just like an emperor.
Yeah,
I don't think Steph Curry
see,
presents
like, I
himself the same
agree,
way.
but like not fully. It's like
Do
now.
we forget how global Steph is?
Oh, no, he's huge.
But global doesn't mean aura, to be fair.
How is? I don't even know what.
I think you're underrating Roman Reigns' aura.
No, we're talking about two of the greats.
Even
when
if
it comes to
we're
aura.
even if we include Steph Curry, who else is in this conversation of aura with Roman?
Brother,
Reigns?
you said Roman has more aura than Michael Jordan.
No, I said I think it's close to what you're leading on. We got Michael Jackson, LeBron James,
Tiger
Michael
Woods,
Jordan, and Steph Curry.
Tiger Woods or Roman Reigns. This is really to ask you if you know ball. Tiger Woods or Roman
You
Reigns.
don't know.
Tiger Woods is not in his prime. No, right now.
We're
right
saying
now.
prime.
We said all time.
No.
All time.
Michael Jordan's
No
shoes
ball.
have more aura than Roman
I didn't grow
Reigns.
up on golf, bro.
But it's something about knowing the culture.
I didn't know that.
You
culture
can't
that
call him
long.
top 5 ever and you don't know all the auras.
Yeah.
Okay, give me somebody else that's not Tiger Woods.
Messi.
Okay. He cooked.
I'm actually-
He cooked.
And you
That
should
was-
know.
Or
And if you
Messi
say
and Ronaldo. We'll put both of
yeah,
them.
and you know.
What about actor? What about Denzel?
Oh God, Denzel clears. What are we doing? I mean, I would say that. I
Denzel
have
does.
to say that.
He's elite.
He clears respect.
What about
Roman
Obama?
Reigns.
You better
What
stop.
about Obama?
You
He
better
said
stop.
entertainer. He said
A
entertainer.
president?
He said
Oh,
entertainer.
okay,
He
fair.
said
Fair, some
entertainer.
presidents
Okay.
have no aura.
Maybe
Barack Obama has a shit
yeah.
ton of aura.
Right.
Or was
Obama's never been in a
Generational.
TV
Even
show
though
or
I
something?
think there's conversations, I can detract my statement and say top 10.
Okay.
He's top 10.
Because Denzel is one of them ones.
Yeah.
He's been doing it for a long time. You know.
Well, Kendrick Lamar, I think aura too is probably above Roman Reigns.
Kendrick.
Kendrick Lamar,
That's crazy.
I can't speak on the
Kendrick
matter.
Lamar has
I
more
can't.
aura than
I'm
Steph.
not allowed.
What?
Oh,
Kendrick doesn't have more aura than Steph Curry?
Kendrick doesn't have more aura than Drake.
Yes, he does. He just wiped him.
oh my God, we're not doing this again.
Who cares about that? We're talking about aura.
But a big reason why he wiped him is because of Kendrick's energy and approach to
I don't really
things.
think Kendrick got that much aura, bro. I think he's just a really good rapper.
Kendrick aura stinks.
He's just good at his job, man.
You
You couldn't
couldn't-
bring out Kendrick and aura.
I can't talk
you
about
couldn't
it.
even.
Pick right. Look at him. That's no
Bro,
aura.
bro said, is that D-Lo?
He didn't even know who bro was. Like, bro,
Why am I going
Kendrick?
to take Dehls' word for it? He couldn't even recognize Kendrick. How you going to recognize his aura?
I can't speak on this. People,
Yes, you can.
I can't because people are going to say, oh, he's a Glazer. I'm just like,
Kendrick can be a great rapper and a great lyricist. That doesn't mean he has to have aura.
It's true.
You just sometimes
SJ isn't the best basketball player in the world, but
He's not.
he has probably the most aura in the league.
Let's not box Kendrick Lamar just into like lyricism, though. I mean, he's a 12-time Grammy winner.
Okay, bro.
He makes bops.
I was just.
I mean,
I didn't really want
All
to.
right, who has more aura, Kendrick Lamar or Jay-Z?
That's easy.
It's the easiest
That's
question
easy.
I've
Fuck
ever
that. Kendrick
asked
or
you.
Lil Wayne.
That's also easy.
That's close.
It's not close.
What?
Yes,
You're
it
bugging,
is.
bro.
You're
Yo, bro,
disrespecting
you know who Lil Wayne
Kendrick,
is?
bro.
Lil Wayne and
No,
Jay-Z.
Jay-Z is easy.
Yeah, they're
Jay-Z's
both
easy.
easy. 50
Lil
Cent.
Wayne-
50 Cent or Kendrick?
Oh my fuck. Go ahead.
Yo, please make my day.
It's Kendrick.
Oh, you're tripping. You're saying just aura, bro? No way. No way, bro.
No. What's 50 Cent movie called?
Yeah, what is it? That's a good question. No, that's
I
funny.
watched it.
That's
I just
funny.
don't know what
That's
it's
funny.
called.
He doesn't know what
Wait,
50
No,
Cent's
I
aura.
watched it. Let me search it.
Isn't
up.
it the same name as the album?
Yeah, yeah.
Literally, it's the same exact name as the album, bro.
It's the massacre, right?
Get rich or
Come
die
on,
trying,
bro.
kid.
Facts.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
about to say that.
Oh man.
You think Future has more aura than Kendrick?
Yeah.
Future Fake has some
See,
crazy ass aura.
that's wild. See,
But again, you don't have to be the best to have the most aura. Future probably has more aura than Drake. That's probably cap.
Nah,
But
I don't
might not
know,
be.
bro.
To the streets,
Future Fake
people love Future.
Not even troll. This is a serious question. Who has more aura, Gunna or Kendrick Lamar?
that's so disrespectful.
Oh my God, this is
I'm
getting
not-
crazy.
No, it's
Young
fake.
Thug.
Yep. Young
Okay,
Thug clear.
that's
That's why I
easy.
didn't ask.
Okay,
easy.
okay.
That's easy.
Young Thug clear. That's
Gunna,
why
I feel like his
Lil Baby
allegations
or,
people.
Kendrick.
Lil Baby fell off.
Dirk.
Lil Baby Ben fell off.
Lil Baby
Dirk.
fell off.
Dirk has more. Come on. It's not even a
he
conversation.
does not.
Yeah, not dark like
It's
that.
not even a conversation. We're talking aura.
Justin Bieber or Kendrick Lamar, who has more aura?
Justin has more
Kendrick.
aura than 97% of the
Justin
rappers.
Honestly,
Jefferson.
it's true.
Oh, Jefferson. Clear.
Jettis or Kendrick?
Fucking
Jettis.
clear.
Jettis.
Oh my God.
Jettis.
Jettis clears.
No,
He's clear. No,
I'm
Jettis
saying
clear.
Jettis pretty comfortably.
I'm actually embarrassed.
All right, who has more aura, Kendrick Lamar or Joe Burrow?
Kendrick Lamar.
I think that's the easy one.
All right.
You're saying Kendrick?
Oh, no, I'm saying Joe Burrow.
Oh,
I knew it.
Kendrick, when did Kendrick have aura?
He's always had aura.
All right, who has more aura, Patrick Mahomes or Kendrick Lamar?
Kendrick.
Well, Patrick's aura also sucks.
Yeah, he don't really got aura.
I'm really
It's not that
pushing
great.
it.
Yeah, Kendrick or Taylor Swift, aura-wise.
Aura? You got to go with Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift
Okay,
is one.
I just want to
she's
make sure
one
we
of the
didn't get
ones.
that far off the cliff. Okay.
She's really
Ed
good.
Sheeran or Kendrick Lamar?
Kendrick Lamar.
Ed Sheeran's like he's pretty
on.
fucking.
I'm not
global.
familiar with that.
Ed Sheeran, I am, but like his older stuff.
Yeah.
His newer stuff fell off.
Yeah, for
His
sure.
older stuff is really good.
Kind of like Kendrick.
No.
I'm just joking. I'm joking.
Kendrick or SZA,
Now you're getting too disrespectful.
aura-wise.
Well, by your definition, I mean, if you're going by attraction, what you said, I mean,
Well,
No, that's what you said.
Yeah, brother, you're crazy. You're putting that on me.
go on, Kendrick.
Crazy, bro. What makes Kendrick aura like jump to you? Like, what is it?
What
No,
word?
I'm actually curious. Like, what? It's his outfits.
Outside of him rapping, like being a
Yeah,
great
like
rapper.
outside of the rap,
I think
the
the
music. Outside of the
His
music,
fits are dookie.
they're kind of like street.
his fits are not dookie.
They're not great.
No, his fits are
calm.
amazing.
They're calm.
His fits are amazing.
Amazing.
They are.
They're pretty calm.
No,
His fits
they
are amazing. Such a crazy.
No, they
thing. I don't
are.
know.
His fits are.
He just
his
got a
fits are
specific
amazing.
style that.
I would say
Who has more aura, SGA or Kendrick Lamar?
Kendrick.
What do you think?
I think we're being
There's no
ridiculous.
The thing with
He doesn't know
Kendrick,
what aura is.
I feel like what makes the energy like I think high vibration. If I'm getting like woke into that spirit, like whatever. The lack of just always having to be on the scene, like I think it shows a lot about an artist if they can go on a complete hiatus, they can just jump back on the scene and they are the most popular thing in the moment. Kendrick Lamar doesn't need like the validation of media or just people in general. You see that he doesn't post anything. He's very reserved. And then when he comes onto the scene, he's beefing with Drake and having #1 songs and Not Like Us is the song of the summer.
That's what happens when you beef with the biggest in the world.
But also whenever he's come out, whenever he's had a new album, it's always been at the top of the charts. Like it doesn't matter if he's not in the eye of the public. He's always in people's minds. And then when he appears, he gets propped up and he's the biggest thing. Like, I think that the rap beef between Drake and Kendrick did a lot for hip hop in terms of just people being interested in hip hop.
Who has more aura, Eminem or Kendrick Lamar?
Kendrick.
You want to talk about going away and coming back. Eminem outsells everyone.
I know, but I don't think it's just about the sales. I think it's also about
Eminem's
like,
aura back in the day, too. They didn't allow white guys to come in and rap with them.
at least with me, I feel as if a lot of the things that Kendrick, like just his thoughts on things, they're very interesting to me. Like how Kendrick speaks and articulates himself. I think he only really speaks when he has something to say. Like all of his interviews, he doesn't have many, but all of his interviews are like amazing interviews generally.
You just like him. He's just the low key, laid back. When I want to do my thing, I'm gonna do my thing type of dude.
I just feel like you really feel his presence in the room. Like you really feel his presence. You really feel his presence.
You've been in a room with him?
No, I haven't. I wish one day I will though.
You're just assuming like if you were in a room with Kendrick, you'd feel him.
Well, if I feel that way through the screen, I'm gonna feel that way in the room.
Oh, you feel him through the screen?
I do.
Damn.
I do.
Holy
man.
shit.
I just feel like he's like my mentor. I never met this dude, but through an interview, like the stuff
You
he's saying
learned,
to me,
okay.
it resonates with me so much that I feel like I actually know this guy. It's a crazy feeling, but that's
That's
how I
crazy.
feel.
Did you watch the Bears Hard Knocks?
Not yet. I'll get
either.
into touch with it. You watched it?
Nah, I haven't yet. I finished Giants Hard Knocks though. Giants Hard Knocks was
good?
excellent.
Okay.
I hope they do it again next year.
Type shit. Oh, it's over that fast?
Yeah, 5 episodes.
I don't know. I feel like there was so much controversy over that Giants Hard Knocks.
There was. That's why I don't know if they're gonna like.
That's
if
what
another
I'm
team
wondering.
wants to
Oh
do
wait,
it.
so it was just the Giants and or it
Off
was
season. They
Just
did
Giants
Giants
off
off
season.
season.
Okay.
Including draft
They're doing
process.
the Bears full season.
Training
No,
camp.
training
Yeah.
camp.
And then they're doing AFC North
Full
in
season.
season.
Okay, cool.
That's a movie.
Yeah, should be.
That
cool.
is, especially if
No,
IU
that's gonna
goes
be
to the
fire.
Steelers.
Oh, what? Oh, let's talk about it. Let's get into it.
We have to do our power rankings.
Power
first.
rankings.
We
are
are
gonna do
almost
power
an
rankings.
hour in. We haven't done the.
We don't got a lot. Of
I
time.
will
I
say,
know, it's just funny.
I will say, I want to say this one last
This is
thing.
a 2-hour, 15-minute show.
I hate
Please,
you.
I think
hate when
we
you-
could. I think
I
we could
hate
get there.
him.
I think we
How
could
about
get there.
let's not just say it and just.
Because here's the thing: we got Riv's blind ranking. We have my trivia. Whatever this guy has.
Didn't he do his blind ranking already?
Yes, he has another.
Honestly, I'll save what I was gonna do just for next week. We did the Would You Rather.
All right.
Let this guy.
You did do it. Would you rather?
Yeah.
He's doing his job.
Oh, you did it right. You're good then.
Malik.
This is the last thing I want to say. What do you think about the new Judgment Day?
You want to talk about Oralis? The only hope and prayer that they have is Dominic Mysterio.
You don't think Finn has?
And Finn, facts, because the crowd's been begging and pleading for it. It'll be exciting to see. But Carlito, Jaden McDonough, who cares about him? I don't. I love Liv. She's awesome. Dom is a movie. Finn, I feel like people really like Finn. They love Finn. They want better for him. I'm not that kind of person, personally.
I don't like the new Judgment Day. I understand what they're going with the storyline and stuff. I just feel like they don't feel like much of a threat. I think even Damien Priests and Rhea Ripley, they just wipe them. I feel like the WWE deserves a lot of credit for making Damien Priest into a star.
Mm-hmm.
I thought his title reign was amazing. Lost to Gunther, a respected opponent, and I think Gunther's probably going to go on and have a long title reign. But Damien Priest really became a star and a babyface, and the way the crowd reacts to him, I think a lot of people doubted whether or not he would get to this level that he's at right now.
Also, you want to look at SummerSlam. To me, that was the match of the night. He is a great wrestler, and for that size to be that great of a wrestler, to me, that's impressive. What he needs to work on a little bit more, which he's done a great job, is his promos. Recently, he's really gotten a lot better than what he was, but you're right. WWE realized, hey, we got a potential star here. We just kind of have to put some effort and some work into him, and it's paid off. And now the crowds love him.
Super Damien is cool.
Super Damien's fire. He went Super Damien and still lost.
I know. I thought he was gonna beat him.
So did I.
Oh man. NFL Power Rankings.
Here we go. We're back.
Now we're going from 16 to 11, and then next episode we're going to give our top 10 teams in the NFL, and then just our predictions in general. So number 16, if you guys want to just go round table, or you want to go 16, 16, 16.
My 16 breaks my heart. Couldn't put him any further. Chicago Bears.
Oh,
That's
Chicago's
going to be the Miami Dolphins.
Chicago's also 16 for me.
We'll talk later.
How do you-
We'll talk later.
Do you have them
I
16?
have Atlanta at 16.
Respect that.
Yep, so do I.
I respect that.
And my next up is Chicago.
I have Atlanta at 15.
Okay,
We're here.
my 15, I actually just changed it. This is where I do have the Cleveland Browns.
Okay, and Joel, give us your 16, 15.
I have 16 Atlanta too. I think we
Okay.
were in the same thought process with that. And my number 15 is the Seahawks.
Where you already had the Bears go already.
Remind me where you had the Bears.
Yes.
Correct. For us, he just swapped Seattle and the Bears, which honestly I understand. My still concerns with Seattle is still their offensive line. Their defensive line also could be a little bit better, but other than
Pick
that,
up Connor Williams.
that was a huge pickup. But again, it's going to be interesting to see when he comes back. How does
He's
he
ready
look
for
when
week one.
Really?
Yeah, no, he's recovered really fast. His agent said it's one of the most inspiring things he's ever seen. Yeah, he's week one. The expectation is that he can play week one.
Get the hell out of here.
Yeah, no, it's pretty cool.
That actually is crazy as hell to hear, and honestly upsetting that Miami did not bring him back.
Remind me what he injured?
It was
His
a
pec, I
leg.
think.
I thought it was a leg injury.
Oh no, it might have been ACL.
I was
actually.
gonna say that's why I'm shocked to hear that he's gonna be back.
He got
week
injured
one.
against Tennessee, bro.
He did. I
Late
know.
in the year.
Yeah, I don't remember what he hurt.
Hold on, let's see. Let me make sure. I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
it was
ACL
Okay,
too.
I thought so. Week one.
Week one's crazy.
I don't believe it.
Because, that was week what?
Yeah, it
14,
was late. It was
something?
late.
Like-
I don't believe he'll be ready for week one. Personally, that's my opinion. That being said, it was a really good pickup by them, especially because they needed some interior offensive linemen. They put stock into beefing up the offensive line in the draft, but to me, I still do worry about it. Of course, weapons room, you have DK. What?
Drew Rosenhaus said earlier this week that Williams is healthy and will be ready to play week one.
I'm going to need to see it to believe
That's
it.
crazy.
Truthfully. That's me, again, personally talking. He got injured so late into the season.
That's a big move.
However, Chris Godwin also did tear his ACL late in the season, the year that Tom Brady was his quarterback, and then did come back the year after. I think he was ready week one. So, hey, maybe I'm wrong, and maybe I should be quiet and listen to the experts. However,
The Bears are 19 for me.
again, I get that. To me, I mean, 3-spot difference. I feel like I wasn't too far off.
I
with
will
my
say this,
Seattle
though.
and Bears.
These are the power rankings based on just I think just the talent of the overall team. It really isn't putting together their records or how I think the divisions are actually going to shape out. Like the Bears are 19, but I think from just the way I'm feeling now, I'm going to have them as a playoff team. I think they can make the playoffs. Yes.
Yeah, this is just roster construction mostly for me too. But 16, we could talk about Chicago here. I think you see the path for them to be a playoff team, right? Division's going to be pretty tough. You got Detroit there. You got the Packers, who are both Super Bowl caliber type teams, I think, going into next season. But Chicago, I mean, we talk about generational prospects all the time. We've talked about them on this show just a couple years ago with Trevor Lawrence, and I get people get annoyed with it. And when things don't work out, they say, oh, of course he's going to be generational. Caleb Williams is that dude, and he's being put in a situation that almost no number one overall pick ever has.
For sure.
He has 3 guys on any given basis that, or any given team can be the number one when you're looking at Rome Odunze, who was one of the more NFL-ready receivers in this class that had Malik and Marvin Harrison. You have DJ Moore, who's had a breakout year. Of course, Keenan Allen, Cole Kmet's there. You signed DeAndre Swift. This is one of the better offensive lines, too, in terms of pass run or pass rush. Pass blocking, win rate, rush blocking, win rate. They were both top 10. Like, this was a really solid unit last year. The defense was great last year, too. I know they had a ton of turnovers down the stretch as well, but they have talent. Like, it's not like this is a defense that kind of just got lucky. They have talent on all 3 levels of that defense. And I do have some questions with their OC, Shane Waldron, and with Matt Eberflus. I don't know if they're, like, top level dudes when it comes to the coaching in the NFL. Like, I don't know if I have either of them as like a top 10 head coach or a top 10 offensive coordinator, but this team is so talented. And the quarterback, I think, as a rookie, is going to have one of the best rookie seasons we have ever seen. Pair that with a great defense, low key, and also an outdoor city where they should be used to the outdoors. And you got teams like Detroit potentially coming in, who's a dome team, San Francisco potentially, who's kind of like a cold weather or a warmer weather team being on the West Coast. That I think could be an advantage for them too. But I see a world where they make the playoffs, and 10 wins I think is in the real possibility for them.
Listen, every time I talk about Chicago, it's always the same thing. Post Montez Sweat trade, we're talking about one of the best defenses in the National Football League. Now you pair that on top of the fact that they just had the number 1 overall pick, brought in a generational talent in Caleb Williams, and like Joel already mentioned, you bring in Rome Odunze, who comes in as their wide receiver 3.
Crazy.
That is a luxury that not many teams have. You get Keenan Allen for 1 year. It'll be that 1 year and done. And then, of course, Rome will step into that number 2 spot. I mean, but he does have the potential to one day be their best wide receiver. But they do have DJ Moore, who's one of the better wide receivers in the National Football League. TJ Edwards was awesome last season. You pair that on top of Jalen Johnson just getting extended too. That's the talent you're talking about on all 3 levels. They have essentially everything that you can want on offense, and now it's just going to be a matter of, can Caleb come in and be this generational guy? I fully believe that he can do that because he has so much talent to help him out to do so.
The Bears are facing the number 1 easiest schedule of pass defenses this upcoming year. So I think Caleb should play really well. I think he's going to be a great player. Their defense, I'm not that high on. I think their secondary is really good.
It's young,
I love what they're building. Jaquan Brisker is turning into one of the best safeties in the league. We know Jalen Johnson's amazing, but then the other guys made leaps, like Tyreek Stevenson and Kyler Gordon. They are really good young pieces coming into their own. My reservation with their defense is that last season, 8 of their games were against offenses that ranked 25th or worse. And the reason why they were one
in the run game?
No, 25th or worse on offense.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And the reason why their defense was ranked so highly in terms of EPA per play, points allowed, is because the amount of turnovers they forced in that stretch. I don't think those amount of turnovers are sustainable year to year. And playing harder offenses, the lack of a true pass rush outside of Montez Sweat, they don't have an interior defensive lineman that strikes fear into defenses or somebody opposite of Montez Sweat. I just don't know how they're going to get consistent pressure to keep up that defensive ranking with a lot of teams that have gotten better defensively this year.
They have the 3rd easiest schedule going to 2024. So while they might not play the bottom 8, they're going to play some bad teams. And coming off a 4th place schedule as well, so they're going to play the worst teams in the other divisions. I'm not too worried. I don't think the defense, I agree, is it going to be like top 5 level? No. But I think the upgrade you're going to get at quarterback is going to be way more out benefit you than potentially the drop off you have in defense.
For sure. I mean, how many times did we see over the last couple of seasons the defense kind of hold up, but the offense just couldn't produce? Now you have no excuses, absolutely zero. But I feel like the pressure's not. I feel like it won't affect Caleb Williams.
It's your team, Riv. It's your team. Oh, we haven't. Oh no, you had Chicago 16.
I had him at 15.
Oh, my apologies. Yeah, this is your squad.
Yeah, you guys pretty much said everything that I was going to say.
Okay.
So I ain't got to really say too much.
Does your heart hurt a little bit that Fields is gone and Caleb's in, or are you cool with it?
Nah, he might get Aiyuk.
True.
So,
True, but I don't know if he's going to start.
Hey, brother, he'll get it. Russell,
Okay, we'll talk about Aiyuk anyway.
Yeah, Russell stinks.
We are going to talk about him.
All right, who
I'm
got
excited
14?
for this.
Yeah. So, we're not going to talk about the Falcons at all because we had the Falcons.
We can talk about the Falcons.
Us three had the Falcons at 16. Where did you have them? 15?
I don't have them yet.
I had 15.
Okay, so you have them higher. So, number 14 for me is the Browns.
Okay, number 14. This is where I have the Rams.
I have the Rams too. Damn. Who do you have at 15?
15. I had the Browns.
Bengals.
Oh.
So, wow, you have the Falcons over the Browns?
I do have the Falcons over the Browns.
Nuts.
They have a more trustworthy offense.
Quarterback.
Correct. Well, offense.
I respect that.
13, I have the Dolphins.
I have the Dolphins at 13.
13, I do.
What the fuck? Not a top 10 team.
13, I have the Dolphins also.
No, I think their team has real questions.
Even though defensively, they added linebackers, they added to the secondary.
Lost Christian Wilkins, both edge rushers coming off major injuries.
They will be back eventually.
They will, but first year back, it's tough, especially Achilles.
I don't disagree.
Especially Achilles with
I don't
Jalen
disagree with
Phillips.
but he's still super young.
No, he is, but I just think like your body usually needs more than just that full year to get right, right? When you see Achilles injuries in the past. Offensive line lost a couple pieces as well, and I like the roster. Like the Dolphins roster is solid, right? You're getting backpacked by this offense with McDaniel, Tua, Waddle, Tyreek Hill, of course, and that running back pair. Like this is once again going to be one of the best offenses in football. I just think, and maybe this isn't fair because we were saying about roster construction, but I just do think when we've seen them in the past go up against strong teams in the second half of years, the team just falls apart sometimes. So when I look at other teams I have ahead of them, I trust them when we get down the stretch into games. I trust their offense just to be more consistent. And defensively, listen, Christian Wilkins was probably your best defensive player, and that's going to be a huge loss.
I think Jalen Ramsey probably just off that. Understanding he was more available, Christian Wilkins, but when Jalen Ramsey was on the field, he was still one of the best corners in football. You bring in Kendall Fuller, you bring in Jordan Poyer, you bring in Jordan Brooks, you draft Chop Robinson, who's been awesome so far in training camp. But again, the worry and concern, genuinely and fair, is Jalen Phillips and Bradley Chubb will not be ready for week 1.
Not the quarterback either?
We'll get to that. But
that's your concern?
13,
we'll get to that.
Dehls, 13, you had the Dolphins too?
Yes, Dolphins 13.
Wow, so Dan Marino, number very fitting.
13 for me was the Falcons.
12, I got the Rams, and then 11, I got the Cowboys.
Okay, 12, I have the Cowboys. 11, I have the Bengals.
12 Cowboys, 11 Browns.
Okay.
12 Cowboys, 11 Green
Like,
Bay.
on paper, the Bengals are better than the Dolphins. You believe that?
They're close. I mean, I have the
defense,
Bengals.
it's not.
I don't think either defense is great. Like, I don't think defense can be winning games.
But here's the
Miami.
thing. If healthy, Miami's defense is better.
So this is a good conversation because after we gave our 16 to 11, now I kind of want to just give the teams that we mentioned because we have a bunch of the same teams in the same ranking. Outside of you guys have the Bengals in this realm, and I have the Bengals as a top 10 team.
So do I.
But the Miami Dolphins, we had them 13, us three. You had them where, Drew?
I haven't had them yet.
So they're a top 10 team. Okay. So I think the reason why the Dolphins for me are 13 is because there is a sense of reservation with how much I can trust them all around. Brandon Staley, I think, is now coaching their defense. He's the secondaries coach right now. I don't think that was really that big of an upgrade. The offensive line is super concerning. Teron Armstead is what holds that offensive line together. They allowed a league best 25.8% pressure rate when Armstead was on the field. That drops to 35, or I should say it heightens up to 34.6%, which dips to number 11 without. And that is taken into account that Miami gets the ball out of Tua's hands quick for two reasons. Number one, the offensive line can't hold up. Number two, you don't want Tua to take hits because he has gotten injuries in the past. The thing with the Dolphins and why they're 13 is that the offensive line is not that good. The offense, we know with Tua and the receivers are going to be great. There is serious concern about their defensive line, especially to begin the year. Mm-hmm. And maybe when they face easier opponents, it's not going to matter that much. But I look at their first four games. They're playing Jacksonville, Buffalo, Seattle, and Tennessee. I don't think that's the most difficult schedule, but no. I think these are some pretty good teams that they have pass rushes or offenses that could take advantage of Miami's weaknesses. Their last 6 games at the end of the season:
brutal.
At Green Bay versus the New York Jets, at Houston versus the Niners, at Cleveland, at New York Jets. And in the middle of these 2 brackets that I gave you, they face at Indianapolis, at Buffalo, at the Rams.
Ideally, for those last 6 games that you mentioned, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it either, that's a bloodbath right there. That's a tough-ass schedule. Ideally, they will have Jalen Phillips and they will have Bradley Chubb back. Then we talk about this defense completed. Now this is where we shouldn't have any concerns.
I think the reality of the situation is that none of us trust the quarterback.
If that's really what it is, then okay. Then that's up to you.
I think it's part of it, but my bigger concern is you're losing basically your 3 best dudes that are going to be up at the line with Jalen Phillips, Bradley Chubb, and Christian Wilkins, and those are 3 top-end guys when all healthy, too.
I don't assume that they're going to be out for more than half the season, and like Joel just mentioned, the first 4 games of the season, they could go 3-1
They'll
right there.
They'll play. I just don't think they're going to have the same effect. I could be wrong.
Jalen Phillips has already come back from multiple injuries. It's not like it's
adding an Achilles doesn't make me feel better about that.
I understand that, but he's still a dog.
He is.
So you got Miami in your top 10?
Yeah. Roster-wise, they're one of the best rosters in the league. The offensive line, to me, is a genuine concern.
I think both, just a trenches play.
Losing Robert Hunt and losing Connor Williams, that is an absolute blow to the nuts. But Austin Jackson didn't play bad last year, played well enough to earn a contract again. And then, of course, you bring in Aaron Brewer to kind of fill that spot at the center position. Don't love that per se. Aaron Brewer wasn't terrible last year, but being a part of Tennessee's offensive line and then picking him up as one of your main improvements to the offensive line, that worries me. To me, I do look at the need of the edge and understand the logic behind drafting Chop Robinson, but knowing you have him he's basically a pocket passer. Tua Tagovailoa is a pocket passer. You needed to go and solidify your offensive line. You didn't do so. You brought in Chop. To me, that's kind of where the disconnect between me and the Dolphins are. But other than that, again, your concern is the defensive line. Chop has been pretty good so far in training camp. He was a raw prospect, and you're really going on upside with him. But to me, with the uncertainty of a Bradley Chubb and a Jalen Phillips for this upcoming season, you can justify the selection.
So let me ask you a question. Say, for example, hypothetically speaking, you walk into that 6-game stretch and you're a game ahead of the Jets and the Bills for the division. Do y'all end up winning the division?
Do I get Bradley Chubb and Jalen Phillips ready to go?
Yeah, you can have them.
No,
all healthy?
No, they're going 1-5 in this stretch.
Damn,
1-5.
They're going 1-5.
Okay.
Yeah, the one win might be against the Jets because you guys always beat the Jets, whatever. They're losing at Green Bay. They're losing at Houston. They're losing against the Niners. They're losing at Cleveland.
At Houston's not a guarantee.
That's a dome, right?
And Houston and Cleveland is tough. That's at Cleveland in January.
But it's not
and they're losing at the Jets. At the Jets
in December.
Cold weather.
Yeah, when was the last time you guys beat them?
When's the last time we had a quarterback?
2 years ago?
That defense,
we have a quarterback now.
Tua wasn't playing.
Tua was hurt, yeah.
That defense might suffocate
Zach Wilson
Tua.
basically had hurt quarterback.
Yeah, these are all like top 10 level defenses that they're facing.
You played Skylar Thompson, bro. Come on. Be serious.
Versus playoff teams last year, these were the Dolphins scores.
Is he?
Yes.
I don't know. Skylar Thompson started a playoff game.
He was
Skylar Thompson might be better.
No, he's not.
I think he is.
I mean, if you're telling me, maybe it's true.
He can't get starter reps.
If you're willing to say
with
Zach
the Broncos
Wilson's
with
that
Stidham and Bo
bad.
Nix.
Is Skylar still in Miami?
He is.
Last year, the Dolphins were 1-5 against playoff teams, right? But the score is really eye-opening. They lost 19-56 against Baltimore. They lost 20-48 against Buffalo.
Wait, say that number again?
19-56.
Damn. You had a smirk on your face when you said it.
He loves this.
They lost 20-48 to Buffalo.
I remember that game.
They lost 7-26 against KC. They lost 17-31 against Philadelphia.
That game was a lot closer than score.
Yeah, 14-21 against Buffalo. This was at the end of the season. 14-21 against KC, overseas game. And then they only won 22-20 against Dallas. They were at home.
What do you
they
think?
Were at home, and the comments let me know that because I misspoke while we spoke about it. Because Lord knows,
Cowboys different team on the road.
Yeah,
No,
it's
they-
true,
same team.
but so is the Dolphins, which is also the truth.
What do we think the ceiling of the Dolphins is?
Maybe
I think
winning
they
a
could-
wild card.
First
game.
seed in the division. That's the ceiling.
Listen, I'll be honest. I think they're not winning a playoff game.
I was going to say, I think their ceiling is winning a playoff game.
If they're the first seed,
if they get a home game in Miami,
if they're the first seed, but if you're the first seed, whew, yeah,
you did some shit this year.
You did some shit.
Tua's
I know.
MVP.
I mean, if they're gonna be a first seed, bro, you might as well
He's
say
going to
they're
be amazing this year. I'm not thinking
Are they a
anything about
Super Bowl
it.
caliber team?
If
No,
fully healthy,
absolutely
yeah, they're
not.
Super Bowl.
Well, no, if they're the
caliber
first seed, they have to.
Yeah.
Be. Yeah.
If they're healthy, if
That's
Bradley
not true,
Chubb, to me, it
This
solely
AFC,
relies
bro,
on
with
this.
that division, that's
I'm
gonna
not.
be hard to win all those
I'm not
games.
exaggerating. It doesn't have anything to do with the offense. If you get Bradley Chubb and Jalen Phillips back, and they look like they did last season, this is a Super Bowl caliber
I guess
team.
maybe that's our
because
biggest
they
difference.
do have one of the better secondaries on paper. Kendall Fuller, and you have Jalen Ramsey. You pair that with Jordan Poore and Javon Holland. You bring in
Secondary's
Jordan.
elite.
You bring in Javon. You bring in Jordan Brooks at the linebacker. He was really great last year for Seattle, but they didn't want to bring him back because they kind of goofed by not accepting his fifth-year option because he did get injured. He played awesome. Now comes to Miami. The defensive line without Jalen Phillips and Bradley Chubb is definitely a concern, especially after you lose Van Ginkel to Minnesota also. And you lose, like you mentioned already, Christian Wilkins. But again, once they're healthy, this is definitely
Yeah, but you still have to put points on the board.
Okay.
I think they're gonna put points.
They can put points on the board.
Not against great teams.
Dude, it's like you're like oblivious to the record. And
No,
like how
I
they
understand.
played against top teams.
No, I get it.
They'll put up
Like
points
they can
against
have all those type
80%
of
the
defensive
league.
players, but if they can't, if Tua doesn't show up,
Yeah,
it's kind of over.
These are over the last two seasons. They're averaging 30 points against non-playoff teams, and over the last two seasons, the same time frame, they're averaging 20 points against playoff teams.
I know. Tua's, Dak's a glorified Tua. And,
It's not just Tua though. Tyreek be out there.
Because
So-
Dak be doing the same shit,
A
but
team I have ahead of the
People get that
Dolphins,
shit too.
Dak's awesome.
No, I get you.
MVP.
even though this team has had injuries, but I have them ahead of the Dolphins. I had the Rams ahead of the Dolphins.
Like, are the Cowboys on paper a better team than the Dolphins?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
You really mean that in your
Yes,
heart?
they have Micah Parsons and Trayvon Diggs and Deron Bland.
Are you
Jalen
gonna-
Ramsey. Again, Jordan Brooks is one of the better linebackers.
Micah Parsons is the top 3 defensive player in football.
And Jalen Ramsey's a top
And they have
two
DeMarcus
corner,
Lawrence,
top
too.
3. DeMarcus Lawrence is
He's a top
amazing.
I don't know if
You think
Jalen
top
Ramsey's
two?
a top 2 corner, bro.
Top
No
2, top
way.
3.
No,
No,
not right now.
All right, it's
Sauce is
it's-
better. Pastor Tan is
Eh,
better.
get-
Jalen
hold
Johnson's
merchant.
better.
Charvarius Ward is better right now.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is. He just had All-Pro
I think
season.
Jalen
Snead's
Ramsey
better.
was still
What
one of the
about Snead?
highest
Duffy's
graded
better.
guys. Snead's pretty
McDuffie?
good, but no.
Yeah, I don't think Jalen Ramsey's one of the top dudes.
You know, he at this
top
point in
10.
his
Last
career,
year, he was still elite.
at this point in his career, you're not saying he's shut down.
Last year, he
not.
was shut down.
Who'd he shut down?
Name it who he played. He shut him down.
He played Tay. Did he shut Tay down? Towards the end of the year? I really don't know.
They
Did he shut
didn't.
CeeDee
They did
Lamb
nothing.
No,
I don't know.
You said I don't know.
no, I doubt it.
Did he shut Stephon Diggs down? The
Stephon
first
Diggs
meeting?
shut himself down. The first meeting, he didn't play the first
Yeah,
meeting.
facts.
Played
Did he
the
shut
second.
AJ Brown down?
Probably not.
I don't remember AJ Brown having that great of a game.
I think that was one of his 100. Wasn't
But-
I
it?
was gonna say that
100
could
I was
easily be
gonna-
one of his 125 games.
I was gonna say when Jalen Ramsey got healthy, that's when the Dolphins defense actually started to take that next level.
We all have the Cowboys outside the top 10.
Yeah, they have to be.
I had him. I think I might have had him. Yes, I had him at 12.
Cowboys
I
are
have
12
the Cowboys
for me.
at 12.
Okay, so to me, I
We
had
have
them.
a similar list,
We
but
do.
except
Yeah.
for you
Shocked.
being a fucking.
You mentioned the Cowboys, so we could talk about them. I had them at 11.
Okay.
I mean, listen, team that disappoints in the playoffs, we know, but 12 wins each of the last 3 seasons. I think their defense is still going to be great. I actually have more optimism about their defense this year than I did last year because Dan Quinn loves dime packages where he puts an extra defensive back on the field. What that does is it makes your run defense very weak because you're having corners and safeties and just people that weigh less
to
and are
tackle.
less.
Yeah.
They're not bigger bodies out there defending against the run on these early downs. I think Mike Zimmer is going to get heavier with his personnel. I think there'll be a better running football, a run defense, and getting Trayvon Diggs back. It can't be understated. You know, getting Trayvon Diggs with Deron Bland, I think that's one of the best corner duos in football. Their secondary is going to be awesome. And then their defensive line, Micah Parsons was the best in the league at pressure rate. I mean, Micah Parsons is one of the best defensive players in the world, and he alone transforms the defense. So when you ask me the question between the Cowboys and the Dolphins, the reason why I think the Cowboys are better is because I think their defense is better. I think their defensive coordinator is better. And then offensively, I think the Dolphins have more talent offensively at the receiver position and at running back, but I think Dak is a better quarterback. I think the Cowboys offensive line, even though they lost some pieces, I think they'll still be a better offensive line than the Dolphins. They still have Zach Martin and Tyler Smith, who was really amazing last year. Tyler Steen, or Terrence Steele, I should say.
Yeah.
Terrence Steele, his fall from grace is unfortunate because he was really one of the best right tackles, and he got hurt, and he was so terrible last year. But if he can be average, this unit is not as bad as I thought it was when they lost Tyron Smith. But I think the Cowboys overall have a better roster than the Dolphins. And what they really need to do moving forward is they just need to get a better run defense. They need to be better defending the run because that's been their Achilles heel these past couple of seasons with whoever they faced.
I don't disagree there. My one concern would still be their secondary, as I did watch Jordan Love do whatever he wanted to them on that wild card weekend. Trayvon Diggs and Deron Bland, damn, do they know how to intercept a football. But when it comes to giving up yards, they're going to do that. But you make one eensy-beensy fucking mistake, they're going to go right there and jump right in front of it, and that is an interception. I understand how, obviously, turnovers are so valuable, but when you aren't getting those turnovers and now you're just getting gashed, then that's a result for you to end up losing a game like we did see against Green Bay, where Green Bay, they were running all over them. Aaron Jones rushed for over 100 and had multiple touchdowns. Or had at least one touchdown, and then Jordan Love threw for over 300 and absolutely killed them. Yeah. To me, that's where I still have a concern. Trayvon is still a excellent corner. Deron Bland was just an all-pro level corner, just broke the record for most pick six in a season. When it comes to giving up yards, though, those two definitely give up their fair share. I feel like Trayvon Diggs did take a step forward in that department, but again, Deron Bland has his own ways to own strides to make in that realm. And then, if I'm not mistaken, they haven't brought back Stephon Gilmore. Stephon Gilmore is still a free agent. So the secondary still, for me, I need to see how it looks before I really come to my conclusion. But then offensively, yeah, you did draft O-line, but at the same time, you didn't do anything to improve the offense in terms of getting another weapon opposite side of CeeDee Lamb. You lost Tony Pollard to the Titans. You bring back Ezekiel Elliott. I'm obviously interested because I love Zeke. He's one of my favorite players to watch. One of my favorite players, period. He was a superstar on the Cowboys his first go-around. He's a really good receiving back, and he emphasized that with New England. They took that away from him when they brought Tony Pollard in, and Tony Pollard was really their primary receiving back. Very interested to see if they go back to using him in that role, because I really do think that adds another element to not only Dallas' game, but of course Ezekiel has that in his bag. He can really benefit in that regard also. But not knowing who they have opposite side of CD that's going to consistently win, that really is why I'm lower on Dallas. There's just too many questions for me. CD's going to play. He's going to play week 1. I have no doubt about that.
He's about to miss their first game.
But the Cowboys need to start being smarter. Joel, you called them one of the worst franchises or one of the worst ran franchises. I still believe that is strong. But as we get closer and closer to week 1, you haven't had a contract with one of the 5 best wide receivers in football. What are you doing?
Yeah, listen, with the Cowboys, I think they're a lot like the Dolphins. They don't play great against great competition. I'm higher on them because of their defense. I think offensively, what they did last year, despite ending in disappointing fashion, was pretty amazing. They had a light schedule, so we have to take that into account. Early on in the season, Mike McCarthy got criticized for his red zone offense because the Cowboys were terrible. But from week 6 to week 14, they scored at least 7 first-quarter points in 8 straight games. The only teams to do that in NFL history have been the 2021 Chiefs and the 2014 Packers. They scored 10-plus points in the second quarter in 7 straight games, and they combined for at least 17 points in the first half in 7 straight games. The only other team that has done that have been the 2007 Patriots. They were ahead or tied after the first quarter in 14 of their 17 games. That's 82% of the time. This was a historic first half offense, but against great teams, they don't get that output. They're 25-4 versus non-playoff teams in the past couple of years. They're 12-14 against playoff teams. So a better record than the Dolphins, but it's still a negative record. And I think the most concerning part is really, I'm still waiting on Dak Prescott to have a moment. I think Dak Prescott is a great enough quarterback to have a moment, but to this point, he shrunk too much in the playoffs. Out of 13 qualifying quarterbacks, playoff quarterbacks, minimum of 100 attempts, since signing his 2020 franchise tag with the Cowboys, Prescott ranks number 11 in yards per attempt, number 10 in EPA per attempt, number 11 in touchdown to interception ratio, and number 12 in explosive pass rate, number 10 in third down conversion rate, and number 12 in accuracy. Since he's gotten his franchise tag, since 2020, out of 13 quarterbacks, Dak Prescott has been one of the worst 13 when it comes to the playoffs. He has played the Niners multiple times. He has played some tough competition, but he's somebody that the Cowboys rely on him to elevate his play in these moments, and he's not good enough.
It's fucked up when you go and you open Pandora's box and you wonder what could have happened if Aaron Rodgers wasn't Aaron Rodgers and in 2 plays put his team in field goal position to upset the Dallas Cowboys, Dak's rookie season. Because Dak's first playoff game against Green Bay was amazing. He gets off the field and he has his team in a position to win the game, or I believe it was tied, one of the two. He ties the ball game, and then, of course, Aaron Rodgers goes down, and Mason Crosby ends up kicking the game-winning field goal in 2 plays. What happens to Dak's career, to me, is a big question because they win 13 games that year. Ezekiel Elliott rushed for 1,600 yards, is top 5 in MVP voting. Dak Prescott is the rookie of the year. They had a great defense. They had everything that year. What happens to me, that's always going to be a big question because we've seen after the Dallas Cowboys and their shortcomings in the playoffs where, yeah, they had a nice win against Seattle the next time the Dallas Cowboys were in the playoffs, but then you lose to the Rams. And then after that, you just aren't you don't elevate in the playoffs. And it's unfortunate that Dak Prescott has this label, but you already mentioned it. You gave the numbers. He hasn't done much to really help his cause. Losing 2 years back-to-back to the Niners, especially one, Jimmy Garoppolo was not good. And the year after that, that was probably Brock Purdy's worst game up until that point of his career. And you didn't outperform either of them. That's where it becomes a genuine concern where if I'm the Dallas Cowboys, what do we have to do to put Dak in a situation to win?
3-point game.
Both of them were 1-score games. And Dak Prescott, I believe, no touchdowns, 2 interceptions. That second go-around, he just, for whatever reason, he sees the Niners on his schedule and he crumbles. So to me, that's always going to be a concern. But again, it's not just Dak. I just look at the entirety of this team. To me, I need to see it before I feel positive about it.
Yeah, I mean, I think I had the Dolphins at 13, Cowboys at 12. I feel really similar about both of them. Really, all these teams, 14 through 11, so Rams, Dolphins, Cowboys, and Browns, all feel like really comfortable playoff teams to me, but I don't see a Super Bowl caliber season for them. The reason why I say they remind me of the Dolphins, or really there's the Dolphins of the NFC, is I think there's still question marks on both of these teams. And I think both quarterbacks also have similar question marks when we're talking about down the stretch of seasons and big games not having that one moment yet. The reason why I put Dallas over Miami, it's just because of Micah Parsons. Like, Micah Parsons That's can fair. Just straight up ruin games, and Dallas can screw up 5 different things on defense, but he could just be an offensive lineman in a second and a half and get to the quarterback and the play's dead. So that was really the biggest factor to me, where I just don't think Miami has that level of player defensively, although, you know, that you have some great maybe overall talent. Micah Parsons is just like one of the 5-10 best players in all of football. And if you take out quarterbacks, it might be top 2 or 3. But you guys said a lot what I was going to say. I think the question marks for the Cowboys are pretty clear. It's the number 2 receiver next to CeeDee Lamb. Brandon Cooks does a fine job, but it's just a fine job. But I really worry about their run game. I know they're going to be a pass-heavy team, and if that's your MO, if that's what you want to do, stick with it. But I think there's going to be times where you're like, damn, I wish I had someone else other than Rico Dowdle and Ezekiel Elliott, because you're not getting much explosiveness there. You're not getting many big plays there. It's just going to be a very grinded out type of run game where it's going to be 4 and 5 yard carries and not a lot of 10, 20 yard carries. And then offensive line wise, you got a couple nice pieces. Zach Martin, of course, been there forever. Tyler Smith, who's turned into a really nice player, and Tyler Guyton, who's a question mark rookie coming out left tackle, who's filling some huge shoes, and Tyron Smith, who's been one of the best left tackles in all of football. So I think both them and Miami, they're teams that I look at saying, I want them to be more. I think they have the talent at key positions like quarterback and receiver and edge rusher when Miami's healthy. They have the pieces I'm looking for, but I've just seen too many years in a row that they usually come up short. And then plus the 10 teams I have in front of them, I feel pretty comfortable about too.
The Cowboys, Mike Zimmer, he has made it a point to tell the media that they're going to move around Micah Parsons this year.
Good.
And they created this new personnel package for Micah, basically showing pressure and then dropping back into pass coverage. It's going to be called a Lion package. It's like named after the Penn State Nittany Lions. And yes,
who?
Penn State Nittany Lions. Nittany Lions.
There it is.
It sounds better off the tongue. Nittany. That sounds much better. So yeah, they created this new personnel package, and I'm interested to see how it plays out in the season. The Rams, Falcons, and Browns. Do we all have them in this?
I do.
This part 3 of our power rankings. so we can talk about one of them. Let's talk about the Cleveland Browns, Riv.
Let's talk about the Browns.
Yeah, I want you to go, Riv.
I would have loved to talk about the Rams, but I get it. We can talk about the Browns.
Should we have Riv reveal where he has the Browns, or we want to wait till next episode?
They're locked top 10.
I believe so.
What number do you have them?
11.
Okay.
11.
Do you have them?
I have them 14.
11, even though they have the most untrustworthy quarterback, probably in our top, I guess, 16 to 11.
I think their floor is super, super, super high.
They're better than Miami.
And their ceiling...
Talent-wise, if Deshaun is him, I agree wholeheartedly.
I think Deshaun just has to be...
You have the same issues at quarterback when you play top teams.
He just has to be he.
He?
That's all Deshaun has to be. He just has to be he. He doesn't have to be him.
Not him, but he's got to be he.
Him and Aaron Rodgers, I look at similar. Like, you don't have to be top 10 dudes.
No.
You just, as long as you're not a disaster, you're getting to the playoffs
I'm not
easily.
viewing them in the same light because I believe Aaron Rodgers will be better than Deshaun Watson.
No, I think he means something different.
No, I also think Rodgers can be better. But I'm saying I'm not expecting either of them to return to what they were. I'm just expecting they can be better than what we saw last year.
I think Rodgers can play at a similar level of how he played his last year with Green Bay, and you guys will still be...
And that's not a top 10 quarterback.
No, it wasn't. He was pretty bad.
Fringed, but was it 26 and 12?
Yeah, but the advanced numbers really shit on that season a lot.
The advanced numbers tell you that Tua Tagovailoa was the best quarterback, one of the best quarterbacks in the league. And again, it doesn't move you. I say that with the idea of trying to defend Aaron Rodgers here, where in one of his probably his worst season since they fired Mike McCarthy,
Yep.
he still was a 26 and 12 kind of guy.
And we're 2
He
years
cost
later.
them,
in this situation, too, that was a year without Devontae Adams also.
It was.
I know.
Yeah, you could say
Jordan
that
Love
too.
ain't had that
Agreed.
either, though.
No doubt. Jaden Reed's amazing, though.
Was Alan Lazard the
He
wide
is
receiver
amazing.
one that year?
Christian Watson was more healthier for Aaron Rodgers.
He was. That's true.
that team
It's
is
just
pretty
Rodgers
Reed,
is
you
2
could
years
argue
older,
still-
Achilles injury.
I just think
I
Aaron-
agree, but my whole argument to say this, because let's not talk about the Jets. They're going to be a top 10 team. Last thing I'll say, he has a, on paper, solid offensive front in front of him. He has one of the best running backs in football, and he does have Garrett Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it's automatically going to lead to success. They have
Are
so
you saying
much
the
talent.
Browns aren't kind of similar?
I say that with the idea of last we saw Rodgers, that was what he was. He was really good, but not Aaron Rodgers.
Deshaun was ass.
Deshaun was horrendous.
Yeah, I
They were
agree.
5
They were
and
5
1.
and 1, and I get that. But he was
It's
bad.
like when the Jets
With-
were 5-2 with Zach Wilson.
Deshaun is
or
the new
whatever they
Jimmy
were.
Garoppolo, man.
Hey, listen.
But Jimmy
shit
Garoppolo was
works.
better.
He did look better.
definitely
Yeah,
did.
I think I understand what Dell's saying. The Browns and Jets are similar. They're counting on quarterback play.
I get it.
But the Jets, of course, have quarterback play you trust.
Mm-hmm.
The Browns, listen, it was a miracle they won 11 games last year.
Wasn't
Miracle?
Yes, it was a miracle.
Miracle was
It was a
That
miracle.
defense was elite.
And
It
I
was
don't,
so
I don't
good.
say that to slight them. I say that
Miracle.
to
It's kind of
to
doing
prop-
it.
Miracle does feel like a
it was a
slight.
miracle.
Me and Dehls actively hated on the Browns. We were definitely calling them the Mickey Mouse team of the bunch. We were validated when the Texans went out there and absolutely lit their
They
ass on
were
fire.
home fucking merchants.
What
Because
I'm
on the
saying-
road, that defense was super, super mid.
What I'm saying,
They won some
it was
games, man.
it was a miracle. They lost Nick Chubb, multiple quarterback changes throughout the season. Deshaun started the season, then he got hurt. Dorian Thompson Robinson played.
DTR,
And
facts.
DTR played.
You cooked.
Deshaun came back. I think then PJ Walker played
Yeah,
when
yeah,
he
yeah,
went
yep,
down.
yep.
Then Joe
He was
Flacco
ass.
came. They had 5+ quarterback changes, man. And they were the 5th most injured offensive line. This team ceiling is
They won
high
11 games.
because of how elite their defense is. This defense ranked first on non-sack EPA, the best since 2019 Patriots, and the 5th best since 2000. This is a Super Bowl caliber defense. It's just the fact that they don't have a quarterback that we trust that can actually maximize this roster. Because I think if the Browns, if they had on their team, Kyler Murray, I think if they had
Kyler?
Kyler Murray, I think
God.
this is a Super Bowl team.
If they had Kyler, yeah, we're talking about the best team in the league. Tua, you're telling me they're really not a top 5 team in the league?
Nah, not gonna move me. Sorry,
He has to play in
idiot.
you're
Cleveland.
not gonna move
Idiot.
me.
He has to play in
You're
Cleveland.
not gonna move me with Tua.
Now, y'all forget it. You know what? Never
He
mind.
has to play in Cleveland.
Never mind.
Listen.
But this is the thing,
Cleveland's not Miami.
and I wanted to get to this because they got pressure on 2.5 seconds or less at the second highest rate.
You better hope the Jets fucking do something. I swear to God, I'm gonna be such a fucking
The Dolphins
hater.
going to win a playoff game?
I fucking hate. Are the Jets gonna make it?
Yes,
I don't
we
know.
are.
We've
Yes,
both-
we are.
we've
Yes,
won
we are.
one
In Falcon,
prior
we
than
are.
you.
Come on.
Yeah,
Yes, we are.
Have you?
Yes, we
2010.
are.
Dolphins haven't won since 2000.
They have not. They have
Really?
Yeah.
No, they
the
haven't.
they're the
We have the longest drought. The Dolphins have made it. They just lost. But win
Really?
drought is
Yeah,
not-
because they lost when Tannehill led them, but Matt Moore played. Versus the Steelers, they lost.
I felt like the Jets were always last on that. Maybe it's making
we're the
playoffs.
Yeah,
it is making the
playoff
playoffs.
challenge.
It's not winning a playoff game.
Playoff wins, facts.
So
They're probably second last, though.
we all know they lost Nick Chubb. And earlier, Drew, you mentioned Jerome Ford and how Jerome Ford was pretty solid for the Browns. I thought he got a lot of volume, but Jerome Ford was stuffed for 0 or negative yards on a league worst 27.5% of his carries last year. I think I can project Nick Chubb is going to at least come back to some form of himself. And the Browns did get some luck. They went 5-0 in games decided by a field goal or less, 6-2 in one possession games. That type of just winning is not going to happen on a year-to-year basis. But I want to get to Deshaun Watson because we know this team is make or break without him. Deshaun Watson, last year, he was 39th in EPA with no pressure, 36th in the pocket, 47th with no play action on early downs, 43rd outside the red zone, 42nd outside the pocket, 37th with play action. Joe Flacco was first outside the pocket. He was 12th using play action, just to put some numbers in perspective. But Joe Flacco was actually just as bad as Deshaun and like all the other stuff. He was just really outlierly good outside the pocket and using play action. Deshaun Watson is legitimately one of the worst quarterbacks in the NFL. And yes, people are going to sell themselves on glimpses that we've seen in games like the second half against the Ravens where he had 11 straight completions, but I don't see it, and I don't think it's sustainable, and I just really have a tough time buying into the idea that Deshaun Watson is good now.
It's crazy, the fall off of Deshaun Watson, because a few years ago we were talking about one of the most talented quarterbacks in the game, period, and now we're talking about a guy who may be a bottom 5 QB in the game, bottom 6 QB in the game.
Type shit.
And it's crazy. I don't know how to. It's really hard to talk about Deshaun Watson at this point in time, but strictly talking about his football play, it really makes. I guess you can make sense of it where you miss a full season, a year and a half of football, and some people come back and make it look easy. I mean, I think of like a Michael Vick where he was gone for 3 years, came back, and was an MVP candidate. When you have the talent that Deshaun Watson did once possess, to me, that's kind of why I felt comfortable that he could come to the Cleveland Browns and be great again, but we failed to see that. That's kind of why I've fallen off on the Cleveland Browns and Deshaun Watson. If you don't have a high-level quarterback or good quarterback play, I should say, at the minimum, you're not going to be successful come playoff time. And we saw it versus the Texans where you mentioned Joe Flacco had really strong moments throughout the last part of the season. He was not that great against the Texans, and they got absolutely obliterated. So if Deshaun Watson can come in and be average to good, I'm with you, Riv. I think that they can reach their ceiling that you believe that they do have. But to me, right now, I can't trust that.
Do you even know what the ceiling is?
To me, their ceiling is a wild card.
That's the ceiling?
That's their ceiling.
The farthest they can get?
They can make it to the playoffs and lose in the wild card.
So that's the farthest you see them go?
I don't see them winning a playoff game. They got absolutely smoked by a rookie.
This is what I'm confused about. And correct me if I'm wrong. You just mentioned how you don't see them being a top 10 team because when it comes playoff time, they don't get good quarterback play, correct?
Give or take a few words.
Cool. So why is Miami top 10?
Because they're better.
I just don't understand.
Their roster's not better.
Their roster isn't even close to Cleveland's.
Offensively?
Offensive line,
Nick Chubb, offensive line, tight end.
Nick Chubb is, again.
Nick Chubb on 80%.
Dolphins have receivers and running backs and quarterback.
Raheem Mostert just had 20 touchdowns. Devon Achane is one of the
Nick
most.
Chubb coming off that injury, bro. I think Achane/Mostert's going to be better. They're going to be more efficient for sure.
I don't know if I'm
until
counting
you
Nick Chubb
see
like
it.
that.
Sure. I mean, you're projecting.
Tua is better than Deshaun.
That
Easy.
backfield's going to be the most efficient backfield in the NFL.
Tua is better than Deshaun. Not even a conversation right now.
Not a conversation. They both don't show up in primetime games.
Even if Nick Chubb is better, that is going to be probably the most efficient backfield in football because it's just what they do.
I agree.
Well, the separator really is the defense because
the defense is
it's not even a separator.
the Browns' defensive line clears, and you were talking about Jalen Ramsey.
When they both play top teams, which offense looks better? You don't even know.
I mean,
so you tell me about this efficiency and how they're going to be this.
I know that's fair.
It doesn't
I was
matter.
Just saying, running back for running back. I think.
And then defense is a wiping.
Denzel Ward and Jalen Ramsey is legitimately a conversation right now today.
I agree.
And then every else.
Why are we disrespecting Jalen?
It's not disrespect. It's just Denzel Ward just got paid big time money. He's a Pro Bowler.
Jalen Ramsey's been one of the best we've ever seen.
I mean, yes, but he's not his prime self right now. He's dropping
Orton's
off.
one of them dudes.
Still was pretty great last year. That's why I don't understand this drop off.
And then they got Kendall Fuller, which was a great
Awesome
signing.
signing.
But
Martin Emerson
I think
is good
Martin
too.
Emerson and
Newsome
then Greg
is really
Newsome.
nice.
I like
Miles Garrett
listen,
is better than everybody on your
course,
defensive lineman
of course.
combined.
Their linebackers are better. The Browns
Darius
are.
Smith is still good.
Who are their linebackers? Anthony Walker,
Jeremiah
JOK.
Wilson-Karamal.
Facts.
They okay, yeah. He's a Pro Bowler. He's
really good.
a stud.
He's great.
Anthony Walker, I think, is like on his third team now. I don't know where he's at.
So he's not, but he used to play for the Browns.
He used to, yeah.
Got it.
Javon Holland is kind of like the chess piece that the Dolphins have. That there's nobody at safety the Browns have that's as good as him.
And Jordan Poyer, although not as great as he once was,
still
that's still
solid.
an awesome signing.
I just feel like the Dolphins are counting a lot on like older players, and
Like who?
the NFL is a young man's league. I mean, you just mentioned Jordan Poyer is just starting safety alongside Javon Holland.
At
still do
safety,
it. He
you
can
could be
still do
old.
it.
Like Kareem Jackson's old as shit. I saw him play high level football.
Kendall Fuller's 29 years old. He might turn 30 soon. I think he does turn 30 soon.
You're in
But
prime.
Stephon
then-
Gilmore last year, although we're talking about
Jalen Ramsey.
he's an amazing player.
Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah, we're talking about dogs, and we're not talking about
Armstead.
regular
And
players.
Jalen Ramsey's
Armstead's
starting.
my biggest fear of the Dolphins by far.
Ramsey's 29.
Ramsey
Outside of
turns
cold weather
30.
Dolphins,
None of these dudes are
cold
super
weather
old.
Dolphins is a genuine fear, but Teron Armstead staying on the field is a concern.
I think both of these teams, I think winning a playoff game is probably their ceiling. I think I just trust Cleveland a bit more because I think talking about January football and a tough matchup, I like my odds with a possibly the best defense in football.
They were in a warm weather environment in Houston and got bent over.
Well, I think
That's why I said more often than not, you're going to be playing outdoors in the AFC.
And that was your chance to win a playoff game against a young team in Houston, and you got smoked.
you just mentioned the Dehls.
You're right.
Listen, if it's
Miami
between,
choked the division away.
they did.
We did, but then also went up against the team
And
that
you
won the
lost
Super Bowl.
bad.
We won against the team that won the Super Bowl.
You lost.
Yeah, okay, got it.
You looked abysmal.
Got it.
What do you mean? Like, what are you
It was
talking about?
the coldest game that we've seen in years.
If I have-
That's the problem,
listen, I
though.
will say
Most
this.
games are going to be
People
cold.
lost their fingers.
I will say,
Was
if
the
I,
Buffalo game cold? That cold?
Which one?
The one you lost. Well, you lost both. The late one. The one
Late
that
one was
came
in Miami.
week 18.
Week 18.
That was in Miami.
Oh,
So you lost that game.
Yeah, no, it was.
Oh, so you lost the hot game.
The Baltimore loss. That was warm weather. Too.
was like a
midday.
1 o'clock, yeah.
The Dolphins defense.
they lose.
Maybe it was cold,
We don't
but it
care
wasn't
about
like-
that,
If I have to pick one team between the Dolphins and the
56
Browns to go on a deep playoff run, it would be the Browns.
Guns
Really?
to my head. It's
Yes.
always Cleveland, man.
I think historically we've seen defenses. It doesn't
Okay,
happen often.
that's a good point.
But we've seen defenses they can carry a Trent Dilfer to win.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the Browns, even though their away splits are so much different than their home splits, I think this defense is that
Browns
caliber
are fool's
of
gold.
defense. The defense is not. The defense is not.
Listen,
The
We saw
defense
it
is
last year.
absolutely not.
what you
Saw it
mean?
last year.
Are the
They were
Dolphins
fool's
fool's
gold.
gold?
No,
They aren't even. Nobody would even.
because nobody really believes in them.
Do people really believe in the Browns?
I mean, this guy over here,
And you believe in the Dolphins?
but not.
How do I believe in
What do
the
you mean?
Browns?
You have a top 10 team.
They are a top 10 team, but
you have to
doesn't
believe
mean
in
I don't
them.
see them as like.
I just
winning
believe
Super
in
Bowl.
the
You
Browns.
just
I
said
just
they
give a
were
little
going to
bit
have
more
the number
respect to
one
them than the
seed,
table
brother.
is.
That was their
No,
ceiling.
Their ceiling is that. Yes.
So their number one seed. That means they have
No,
all
I didn't
played.
say number one seed. I said number one in the division.
No, you also said number one.
I did not say that.
Yes, you did.
You can go back and watch it.
No, you
know
did.
what I said.
Because
I said number
I said,
one
oh, they
in the
go to the
division.
Super Bowl, and you were talking about something
Yeah,
else.
I said number one in the division. You can watch it.
You
can
definitely
watch it back.
said number one.
I know what I said. Trust myself.
I think
I'm running back.
All right, and then when I'm right,
second-
what happens? You're gonna say Tua is the best quarterback that the Jets would ever have?
No.
Okay,
We have Aaron
because
Rodgers.
it would be.
He's not better than Chad Pennington.
Okay,
He's not better than playoff Mark Sanchez.
stop. Who
Not better than
cares about
2015
him?
Fitz.
I swear to God, he's not better than playoff Mark Sanchez.
Congrats, bro.
Mark
You're
Mark
living
Sanchez
on
went
a
into
dream.
Foxborough and outplayed Tom Brady.
Nice.
Tua would never do that in his life. He can't because Tom
It's
Brady's
probably
retired
cold
now.
as hell
But
in
even if you
Foxborough.
put Tua back in that time, he wouldn't do it anyway.
Remember when Tua outperformed a two-time MVP in Lamar Jackson? Remember that?
When?
I was
2
in
seasons
Miami.
ago.
Oh, I totally forgot about that.
What
It's an
happened
irrelevant
last year?
game.
Not a lot of
that
games
was
moving.
That was in my. Was that in Miami?
It was in
Miami,
Miami.
yeah.
Was it?
Oh, no,
No,
Baltimore.
It was week 2.
yeah.
You're right. It was
Yeah.
week 2.
It was
It was in
Baltimore?
Miami.
What happened
No, it was
last
in
year?
Miami.
No,
right?
I didn't think it was. No, absolutely.
What happened last year when they played again?
Juiced. Got absolutely
Oh, they got butt
destroyed. No, correct. That's kind.
Yeah, they-
You mean the game where everybody was
points is
blowing
crazy.
coverages
Every
left
second.
and right?
No,
Yeah,
it was
What's wrong with you?
I'm a
I
Ravens
think
guy.
Jalen
Morgan.
Ramsey played that game.
Whatever, man.
Say it again?
I think
Which one?
Jalen Ramsey
Oh,
played
no.
that Baltimore
There was
game.
nothing that could have been done. There was nothing that could have been done.
But yeah, if Cleveland could just get like if Deshaun can turn from like the
Ravens
40th,
were home.
Yeah,
Oh, if
He's
Deshaun,
just the 18th best quarterback.
that's what I'm saying. If he could turn to like 18, 20, we're good.
on the road.
I'm fine.
if Deshaun Watson starts the season off bad, at what point do the Browns say maybe Jameis Winston's better to throw out there?
I'm fine with that.
I think they're just going to be winning games.
Is he?
Do you think that they ever have that question come
No.
up?
I think we've seen this team that no matter what quarterback you throw out there, they're going to win some
If
games.
Not
Deshaun
gonna lie,
Watson,
Deshaun has a big leash. We're talking
Correct.
like he has to be bad for probably
He has
2 to 3
guaranteed
months.
he has so much of a leash. Joel, you're so 100% spot
Like
on.
I think December, like first week of December,
he has
that's
the
when
season.
like okay, if it's not now, it's not going to happen.
unless he gets hurt, he's staying on the football field.
Yeah.
I really don't trust neither. I don't know if I'd put the trust in Winston either because
Winston gives you that Flacco type of vibe.
30 for 30 season.
Oh, brother, it's
And
up.
then the next year, the Buccaneers won a Super Bowl.
I'll also say
Offense was moving when they had Flacco, man.
Flacco,
that was no Nick Chubb.
he was
man.
really good
He was.
before he went on that Super Bowl run. It was amazing, but
Oh.
he was actually a respectable
here's the thing,
quarterback before
think,
then
like,
too.
I don't think Flacco would have looked as turnover prone or like as bad per se if he had Nick Chubb. So I think this is all with the expectation.
Are you
of
saying
Nick
on the
Chubb.
Browns? You're saying?
Yeah.
Apologize.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
like this is we're thinking that like these quarterbacks are playing, but like they have Jerome Ford in the backfield.
I went to like prime Joe Flacco when you said
Yeah.
Joe Flacco.
No,
but I forget.
I was just saying.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
this
yeah.
version is not much different than that one.
Yeah, I mean,
I disagree
I mean,
wholeheartedly.
yeah, the Super Bowl run Flacco. Was
No,
crazy.
Super Bowl run Flacco was different, but like for the like
I know
entire
what
of
you're
his
saying.
career,
Yeah.
I mean, he wasn't.
He was
nothing
pretty
crazy.
solid his earlier years
Better
too.
than Sean.
Ooh, I'll say this: if Deshaun is 20th best quarterback, Nick Chubb is 85%. Browns are fine.
I agree.
Next
If
team we could
he's
talk
not,
about.
Fucked.
The LA Rams. I had them high here at 12, and they just been going through a lot of stuff like injuries.
Yep.
They have 3 injuries to their offensive line: Havenstein, to Alaric Jackson, to Jonah Jackson, a new free agent signing. And the defense,
Puka's
we know they lost. Yeah, Puka's banged up, but he should be ready by week 1. We know that their defense lost Aaron Donald, and I thought they had a pretty good offseason adding defense. I like Darius Williams. I like Braden Fisk and Jared Verse. They got them in the draft. They made 2 signings that intrigued me, really one more than the other. Cameron Curl at safety, who last year wasn't good, but he showed flashes as a rookie to be a good player. And then Tre'Davious White.
Facts.
I don't know if Tre'Davious White is good anymore.
Tre'Davious.
I think he's very well. We know
Back-to-back injuries.
he's very injury prone, so you can't rely on him. But just at this point, what does he bring to you? I don't know if it changes their secondary a whole lot. For me, I just view this team as lopsided offensively. That's their bread and butter. That's their talent. And in order to win meaningful games, it's going to be in a shootout style. And I just trust Matthew Stafford, Sean McVay, and what they got going on offensively when they're healthy over some of the teams I had behind them, like the Dolphins and then the Browns and the Seahawks and the Falcons.
To me, my biggest concern with the Rams would be the defensive side of the ball. Aaron Donald, of course, losing him, you lose the biggest difference maker on a defense we've seen since probably, I'll respect J.J. Watt, but before that, LT, maybe Ray Lewis, that level of player. So that's where my concern does come. Drafting Jared Verse in the first round was huge. Kobe Turner has been solid on the line, of course, but the secondary, it took a huge step from the year before that, of course, but I'm kind of on a similar side as you where I'm not sure that bringing in a guy like Trey White or Cam Curl at this point is going to make them much better, especially when you lose such a presence on the defensive line. That is why I've lowered them in my rankings since. But offensively, I still trust them with any team in the league, even with a Puka Nacua early injury in camp where we already spoke about it. It's not much to worry about, but hearing great reports about Cooper Kupp, that the offense looks to be running right back through him again. He's 100% healthy, but imagine that if you have the idea that this is Cooper Kupp's offense and Puka Nacua is still one of the best receivers in football, pair that with Kyron Williams being one of the more explosive running backs, one of the more dual threat running backs that you do have in football. And now they've really invested into their offensive line, although you mentioned the injuries. If healthy, this should be a solid line in front of Stafford, who to me is a top 5 quarterback in the National Football League. You pair that alongside Sean McVay, who is a top 3, top 5 at the absolute floor head coaches in the league. This is still a team that you have to respect, but I do have my concerns about the defense now that they don't have the best in the game.
Yeah, I have them at 14, so a little bit lower than you, Drew. Where'd you have them, Drew?
I have him 14
Okay.
also.
And Riv, where'd you have them? 14?
I didn't have them in my. I have them higher in my top 10.
Oh, you have them in your top 10.
The Rams.
Okay. So yeah, I guess I'm with you, Drew. I'm a little bit lower on them than you two guys are. Defensively, I have my questions, and offensively, maybe it's not fair because I have the Jets really high, and the Jets have the same questions, but almost all of their important players have some serious injury questions. Kyron Williams has been banged up throughout his first couple years in his career. Puka Nacua stayed healthy his rookie year. He had tons of injuries in college. Now he's banged up at training camp. Cooper Kupp, so far so good. He's healthy, but we know his history. So it just bothers me a bit when your entire offense all have guys that you can worry about. So that's, I would say, my secondary concern. But I think this is a team that we saw last year. As long as you have Stafford, as long as you have Sean McVay, and if you have at least one of those wide receivers, the floor for this team offensively is just so damn high that in most matchups you're going to be going into with an advantage. We saw Matt Stafford could still play at an insanely high level. Cooper Kupp or Puka Nacua, whichever one's out there, can play at a top 5 like level, and Kyron Williams, same thing. So as long as you got those guys, at least 2 of them healthy, right, Stafford and one of them others, I feel really good about their offense. Defensively, though, losing Aaron Donald, it's hard to even put into words what it does to this team. This would be like Dallas losing Micah Parsons. You guys know how good Aaron Donald is. But the fact that he was the center of their defense, he is the center around everything they do schematically as a defense. Now you're kind of plucking him out and saying, all right, we got some young guys in here. We just drafted Jared Verse. You have Kobe Turner. Like you have some dudes you liked, but how does everything shape up now with one of the best defensive linemen of all time out of this group? I do agree though, the free agency move, especially in the secondary, you have some upside there, but of course Trey White hasn't been the same guy, prior to his injury. So have them at 14. I think they're a wild card like team in the NFC, but again, like I mentioned, this 14 to 11 are all teams that I just don't really see with like a true championship caliber season. Season.
Look at the Rams. Defense was 17th in pressure rate, 23rd in sacks, and 21st in dropback EPA. This was with Aaron Donald. I think even if you project leaps from their young defensive players, it just middles out or matches what these numbers were last year, which was really not a unit that generated much pressure. The Rams, how Sean McVay has designed his offense, has kind of been a cheat code. Because Matthew Stafford is this quarterback that's been shotgun heavy for his entire career, and he can make every throw on the field. But he kind of played him like Jared Goff, because the Rams ran a lot of condensed formations, a lot of under center stuff, a lot of play action, and that's what changed, because they started out the season 3-6, and then they went 7-1 down the stretch. That's what changed in their offense. Cooper Kupp's average depth of target through week 9 was 13.7 air yards per attempt. After week 10, it was 1.9. And it just showed that Sean McVay emphasized accuracy and just easy completions over chunk plays while still being able to generate explosives. And that is the version of the Rams offense that we saw take over the league last year, and the version of the Rams that I think we're going to continue to see this year. I'm very high on their offense. I just think their defense limits them so much.
I'm with you.
For what their ceiling can really be.
That's really the only issues to have. Offensively, you got to trust them. We've seen the stats last year. When you have Stafford, Kyron, Puka, and Cooper, this is the number one offense in football. When they're on the field, there's nothing to question. The defensive side of the ball, especially without Donald, you have to worry about it.
Now, the Atlanta Falcons, a team that we all had in this tier, they lost 6 games last year by 1 score. They didn't have great quarterback play whatsoever. They added Kirk Cousins, so we're expecting them to win the NFC South. They're 16 to me, despite me thinking that I think they're going to win 11 games. Mm-hmm. I think they're going to have a better record than a lot of the teams I have over them, but it's just their lack of a defensive line that concerns me the most with their defensive personnel. But I do think that offensively they have a lot of potential. I kind of favor Kyle Pitts over Drake London. I love Kyle Pitts and what he brings as a mismatch option. An interesting tidbit about Bijan Robinson is that he is at yards per carry is pretty solid, but he ranked 62nd in early down success rate. He had a gain of 10 or more yards on 15% of his rushes as a rookie, which was 8th in the NFL. amongst 49 running backs with 100 attempts or more. What this shows is that Bijan right now is very much a home run hitter. And on a down-to-down basis, the reason why we saw Tyler Algier snaps mirror Bijan snaps is because Algier was more willing to just take the yards in front of him. Where Bijan Robinson, he was always looking for a big run, so he was very inefficient on a down-to-down basis. And that's something in his game that he needs to fix this upcoming season, because we all know he has a talent, but just being more patient as a runner and waiting for things to develop, that's just not what he was as a rookie.
I look at the Falcons, and to me, if Kirk Cousins is 100% healthy, I feel like we're talking about one of the more exciting offenses in football. They have a great offensive line, one of the best offensive lines in the game. You add that with the fact that Drake London's one of the more exciting young receivers in the game. I favor him over Kyle Pitts, but either which way you shake it, great options, of course. Kyle Pitts, this is going to be his breakout season. I think you look at every player on this offense outside of maybe a Bijan because he had a respectable breakout or a respectable rookie season. Obviously, you can expect more out of him, but Kyle Pitts, we've been waiting. Drake London, we've been waiting. We understood that they've been a quarterback away. No more Taylor Heineke, no more Desmond Ridder, no more Marcus Mariota. Now we have Kirk Cousins. God willing, he's 100% healthy. This will be one of the more fun, exciting offenses to watch. On the defensive side of the ball, on the line, you got Grady Jarrett, David Onyemata. That's really about it.
Some rookies.
In the secondary, of course, Jesse Bates is in competition or in conversation of being one of the best safeties, if not the best safety in football. AJ Terrell obviously is a solid, respectable corner. But last year, at least statistically, the defense seemed to be taking that step in the right direction. But you mentioned it, that pass rush was horrendous. What I respect about them, though, they may have used that 8th pick on Michael Penix, and people hated it. What they did in rounds 2 to the rest of the draft was defensive front. They went edge, defensive interior, linebacker. They tried everything they did. They tried everything they could to try and justify the Michael Penix selection. And to me, I'm okay with it. You can hit on defensive players late in drafts. That happens. But they realized what their need was. They're a giant hole. That was defensive line pressure or creating pressure on the edge or any type of pressure on the line. And they went in the draft, and although they had, in what people's opinions may be the worst pick of the first round, they addressed the need in the entirety of the rest of the draft. And I like the Michael Penix pick. I'll stand on that because you plan for the future. This Kirk Cousins deal is a 2-year deal essentially before they can get an opt-out, and then you can move forward with Michael Penix. Yes, he will be older. He'll probably be around 27, 28 when he finally gets his first opportunity, but this is still a young roster that you still do have some time with, that you still invested, that we have a time period that Kirk Cousins can have success. Mm-hmm. We can win this division. We can host the playoff game. We have a respectable enough defense that maybe the line still may be in question, but we have such an awesome offense that we can go out there and we can outscore teams too.
What's Atlanta's ceiling?
Playoff win.
Playoff win.
Divisional round, yeah. I think if everything goes right, maybe an NFC Championship game.
Like if they get a home game and they play Dallas, who would you take?
I'll take Dallas.
It's a good question.
On the road also?
Like Atlanta's home, Dallas is on the road. No pressure for Dallas.
In a dome.
It's tough
in a dome. Yeah.
It's tough to say.
No pressure.
They played in Miami.
Dallas lost in a dome last year. You know what I mean? Like,
damn. No pass rush, so Dak shouldn't be rattled.
It's hard to say not knowing what these teams are going to look like.
Just off the fly, you know?
I feel like there's part of me that wants to trust this Falcons defense. I saw glimpses of it last season. I really like the Falcons. It really, what moves me the most is their offense because they have such a great front. They have such great young weapons that this team is going to be together for a while.
Atlanta or Seattle?
Seattle.
I really like Atlanta this year. Your thought process on Seattle to me is really fine. I still do worry about that defensive front. Similarly, like the Falcons, Boye Mafe, they brought back Leonard Williams. Thank you very much. Other than that,
Byron Murphy they drafted.
They just brought back.
Byron Murphy fell, and that was
he's an elite was he the first defensive player?
Was he the first? Who am I thinking of?
I think he went like 19.
You know, I'm thinking of Jerjon Newton.
Oh yeah,
that was the other defensive tackle.
Didn't they just bring back Jamal Adams?
No, he's on Tennessee.
He's on Tennessee.
Yeah, he's on Tennessee.
Oh, that's where he went to.
Yeah.
Addition by subtraction, maybe.
And Uchenna Nwosu, who in 2022 was really good for Seattle. He only played 6 games last year, so he didn't play. So he's back now.
Your favorite player, Bobby Wagner, still on the squad?
Number
Oh, no,
one.
he's on.
No,
He's on Commanders.
Yeah.
Facts. Forgot about
The
that.
Seahawks, they got
Austin
Tyrell
Eckler, Bobby
Dotson.
Wagner.
Tyrell Dotson last year was really, really great in coverage.
Lost Brooks also, which is kind of tough to see. But losing Bobby, losing also Jordan.
I'll tell you, bro. If the Cowboys can't beat that Atlanta team, man,
Blow it up.
it's done, bro.
It's funny.
But it's done.
The Falcons, we know what a quarterback's going to do for them. It's going to really improve them tremendously, and we can't understate that enough, or overstate that enough. I will say this though. The reason why the Penix pick was a weird pick, and it kind of didn't make no sense, was because it's not like the Falcons had a quarterback in place already. Well, they signed Kirk Cousins because they committed to Kirk, but they didn't have to. And the best way to build a contender is to maximize a rookie quarterback's deal. And with Kirk Cousins, they're not going to get the ability to do that.
Yeah. That's a good point, too.
That's the biggest thing. That's my biggest gripe is that, let's under the assumption Penix is really good. If he's going to be really good in year 3, he's going to be really good as a rookie.
To me,
he's ready.
I don't like this because the Packers didn't have that with Rodgers. The Packers didn't have that with Jordan Love.
It's Aaron Rodgers, though.
And now it's Jordan Love.
Yeah, but the Falcons didn't have an Aaron Rodgers.
Jordan Love was really young, wasn't he?
But again, they're trying to run the Green Bay blueprint. And where Green Bay has made it look easy, like it's stupidly easy, it's obviously not that. But the Falcons saw that, figured, hey, let's plan for the future also. Michael Penix, we like him as a prospect, has a strong arm, can stand strong in the pocket, may need a little bit of refinement in terms of touch and placement on his ball, but, we like him as a talent. We think that he can be our star future franchise quarterback once Kirk Cousins' time is over. Jordan Love just had to sign the richest contract annually by any quarterback ever, and he played one season. Not saying that Penix can be what Love was this past season, of course. We have years and years.
But let's say he is. Let's say he is. By the time Kirk's contract is done, they got to pay Michael Penix.
That's not true because, again, like I said, 2 years.
They have 2 years of him under control.
Correct.
That's if Kirk, if they move on from Kirk after year 2. Because what if Kirk plays so well these next 2 years that they keep him for the 3rd year?
That's fine.
If he plays that well, that means you're probably making like an NFC Championship game, and you probably should.
I'm fine with that.
But that's the thing, though, is that, Michael Penix, he's pro ready right now. You don't get the window to build up this team like you would if you had.
They still have 5 years.
You
didn't have this large quarterback.
You also get a top level backup that if Kirk goes down and Penix comes onto the scene as that dude, you could be like, all right, Penix, let's go.
So let's say Kirk Cousins plays for the 2 years. You still have him under contract for maximum 3 years because then you have to accept that fifth year option. 3 years of a rookie contract is still great. That's still great to me. I really don't look at it from that lens because the blueprint was Green Bay. How it worked out for them was Rodgers sat for multiple seasons. Then he came on. Of course, it's Aaron Rodgers. We're talking about a top 7 quarterback all time. And then you move on from him. Jordan Love comes onto the scene, and he's way better than anyone anticipated, and now is the richest quarterback annually, but you just got 1 season of that. But now, after you sign that contract, now we're respecting the Green Bay Packers. This is even after his rookie contract's done. They've signed this deal, but we respect the Green Bay Packers as potentially being a team that can go all the way to the Super Bowl. So to me, it's not that big of a deal, especially round 2, 3, 4. They went defensive line, edge, defensive line again. I'm talking about the Atlanta Falcons. So that's why I really don't mind it at all. Because if you don't have a quarterback, you win 0. And the Falcons have been the perfect example of that for multiple seasons. They're tired of doing that. And I honestly respect the vision.
Now, with the Falcons, their pass rush, there's one guy that gives me hope for it. And this is the last thing I'll say on the Falcons.
Yeah.
It's Arnold Ebiketie.
Okay.
He had a 17.2% pressure rate last year, would have ranked 14th amongst qualifying pass rushers. He only played 34% of snaps because he's really raw and he's not good as a run defender, and he's really undisciplined right now. He is the guy that Raheem Morris, he has said that his defensive philosophy is that he just wants everybody to buy into one specific role and just maximize that. If there's one guy that can fill the losses of Bud Dupree and Calais Campbell and what they brought to the Falcons last year, I think it's Ebiketie if he can improve and develop. Because he had 6 sacks last year, only 34% of snaps. If he can get better, he's somebody on a defensive line that can be a difference maker. And I just want to shout out Caden Ellis. I think Caden Ellis last year, coming from the Saints. He was 10th in yards per target, and he was tied in 8th in run stuffs. Like, this guy was top 10 as a run stopping linebacker and pass coverage linebacker.
It's athletic.
And he was really good for them.
Let me ask you, because they have Ebuketi listed as a linebacker. You think he'll play on the line?
He's an outside linebacker. Yeah. It's like he's an edge, yeah.
Gotcha.
That's how I would describe him. You guys didn't have the Seahawks in this bracket.
I had them at 19 when I checked.
Yeah, I had.
Or excuse me, I had them at 20.
I would say I had them in that range. I have to see what it is.
Yeah, I'm not gonna harp too much on them. I'm really high on the Seahawks. I got them at 15. I think while Shane Waldron did a lot of great things, I think this offense there's a different layer that it can tap into with Ryan Grubb. And I really do trust the defense. This is just the one thing I want to mention on them. They ranked 19th in personnel usage in 2023. They didn't use 11 personnel much, which is 3 wide receiver sets. Odd because DK, JSN, and Lockett are the 3 best options at receiver. They were 26 in EPA with 3 wide receiver sets. Second in EPA and 2 wide receiver sets. So this was a team that had elite efficiency when they only had 2 wide receivers out there on the field as opposed to 3. 22% of DK's targets came on 20-plus yards down the field, and 35.5% of JSN targets were at or behind the line of scrimmage. The way that these 2 players were being used, DK, there's an exception, but the way JSN was being used, it's just really not to his strength.
Did you see, this was a minute ago. I think this maybe was during like the draft combine of this past year. JSN was on some sort of interview, and they asked him, because he's like, oh, like, Shane Waldron, he's going on to the Bears. Like, what do you think of him? He's looking around. He's like, is this live? He's like, yeah. He's like, he's a great guy. I was just like, damn. So, but that goes to show, like, he was not used how we were seeing him at Ohio State. He is not used how when he was coming out of that draft class, I know me and Drew at least thought he was the best receiver in this class. Like, he was a guy that was out there with Chris Olave and Garrett, and he was producing at the highest level. It's difficult as a rookie when you got DK and Lockett who are established, they're vets, they've done what they've done in their career and just break out. But that doesn't mean you're supposed to get used in like a gimmicky type way.
Yeah. It sucks that he's on an offense that's so awesome in terms of DK Metcalf, and of course,
they just re-signed Lockett.
Yeah,
too.
Re-signing Lockett was. Listen, I've always been vocal about it. I really like JSN. He was my number 1 wide receiver. And when I was watching him next to Garrett and Olave, he stood out to me more than Garrett and Olave did. It was just constantly C.J. Stroud peppering him with targets because he was getting open. I look at it in a sense where you listed the numbers where they are better in 2 wide receiver sets, but again, he's unfortunately in a position where Lockett has been one of the more consistent, outside of maybe last season, one of the more consistent number 2s. DK Metcalf got back to being that dominant force type wide receiver, but again, that offensive front to me is still a concern. I look at Geno Smith. You're very vocal about it. You're very high on the Seahawks, and I respect that. I get it, but this offensive line worries me. Geno Smith does not. Geno Smith, I still think, is a great quarterback. He has great touch, strong arm, can move around a little bit also. I just want to see JSN incorporated more into this offense. I think that he has such a great ability of separation, of great route running, that he can be super beneficial in those areas where DK Metcalf is an explosive wide receiver. That's how you need to start utilizing him. He's your best offensive weapon. Start generating touches for DK. He has that body type that you can do that with him also. So they have a different plethora of ways that they can win on offense, especially with an offensive line that is weak. How are they going to mask that? That's going to be interesting for me to look at with Seattle. It's an exciting, let me not say young team, but of course some young pieces on this team, especially on the defensive side where Spoon was one of the best corners last season. I'm blanking on Tariq Woolen has been disappointing in terms of where he started.
His rookie
him
season.
And Sauce, right? That whole competition, their rookie season. It was never a convo, no doubt about it.
Tariq is great. He's in zone coverage. He's just pretty clueless, but in man coverage, he's one of the elite guys.
Also, what's starting to be funny, I don't know. Have you been locked in on the fantasy footballers?
What
Because they brought it to my attention. Shout out to you guys, of course. You guys are the goats of fantasy. They brought it to my attention that defenses only play zone nowadays. 75% of defenses are zone defenses. So in that case, when we look at man and we look at man beaters, and the first name that comes to my mind is Nico Collins, because against man and against press, he's one of the best wide receivers in football. But against zone, he was good, but not as elite as he was against man and press. Now, are we going to start coming to conclusions where we don't look at man and press anymore? We're solely looking at how you are against zone defenses because teams primarily play zone defenses until you get to the red zone area. So, like that, there's different ways that football has become so particular in how you have to evaluate it now, where teams do run zone, and it makes sense because you need to have your safety blankets over the top. You need to make sure that you got the flats covered too. You got to make sure that there's just so many checks that you have to make, but zone makes so much more sense where you have your responsibility. You have to make sure you know your area, who's running in which area that you're covering. So are we going to look at that type of Seattle defense that once did have great success with zone coverage, of course, talking about the Legion of Boom, but now you get to the point where you have these young guys. Are you going to continue to put that same philosophy when do you know that they can perform to that level?
It's just easier to be responsible for an area of the field rather than the entire field. And that's where I feel like, for the most part, I don't think teams in the NFL have the personnel to run man coverage. Mm-hmm. There's maybe about like 5 to 10 that can run it at a high rate.
There's a lot more receivers than corners out there.
Exactly. And that's the thing. You run zone because you're scared of these receivers. Like, I'm running it because I'm scared of Nico Collins. And really, when it comes to just running zone at a high rate, I just think a lot of teams don't have the personnel to match up man to man.
75% of defense is crazy. That shocked me.
I think there's also just ebbs and flows that comes with it too. Like, Shanahan, McVay style offense is super prominent right now, but 10 years from now, what other offense is going to come in and put different stress on different parts of the defense? And now all of a sudden it's 60-40 zone. So I think, right now with how the offenses, especially that tree we're talking about, McDaniel's in there too, and the speed that these teams have and the versatility, it is difficult to just man up because there's not many corners in the league who are guarding these top receivers. And if you are playing man, you usually have two dudes behind you saying, all right, you're not getting beat over the top, so you can play a bit underneath or you can anticipate a dig route or a comeback. I got you over the top because we talked about the receivers, bro. Like, there's like 20 dudes who are worthy of top 10. Corners, it's really not the same thing.
That's true.
But that's why I'm so excited about Ryan Grubb, though, to talk about this 11 personnel stuff, because that's all he ran at Washington with Polk, Odunze, and McMillan. Mm-hmm. That's all they ran. Those three guys were out there all the time. I think that the reason the Seahawks struggled in this grouping was because of their predictability. They had a 93% shotgun rate in 11 personnel and a 12.1% play action rate, which you look at Geno's numbers. He ranked number one in efficiency on play action passes, but Seattle ran it only 21st in the league. And 31% of their drives ended in a punt or turnover. That was only behind the 49ers. But their red zone efficiency ranked 25th. This offense was really good. It was sustainable. The reason is the red zone offense, and I think the predictability. And Geno Smith on first and second down, 5th in QBR, 2nd in completion percentage over expectation, 2nd in EPA per dropback. On third down, 21st in QBR, 17th in completion percentage over expectation, and 22nd in EPA per dropback. And the reason for that is the predictability, but also, like you said, like the offensive line is not good. Mm-hmm. And they need multiple guys to take a step. If Cross could take a step, if Connor Williams is still good, if Abraham Lucas is healthy, I think this offensive line can be good enough to just give this offense some life to make plays down the field, because this offense is elite. They just need time to work through their progressions.
If anything, start taking the Miami approach at it. I know easier said than done, but I mean that in the sense of getting the ball out quickly. DK is a fast wide receiver. He ran a 4.39, if I'm not mistaken, or 4.34, something stupid like that. He's a freak athlete. But then, of course, when it comes to separation, JSN can still get open at a very great rate. And then, of course, Tyler Lockett's another burner in his own right, but of course he is older. I do wonder about the running back situation, too, where we did see Kenny Walker get injured. The wheels kind of fell off towards the end of the season. Love to hear that. I want to see him really progress as a receiving back, because then, of course, it makes it easier for him to stay on the football field. But again, we saw him early in the season, dominant. As the season went on, did get banged up, came back, wasn't as efficient.
I just don't think Charbonnet is as talented.
I need Charbonnet to see as minimal opportunity as possible.
That's what I think it's.
I need it to be a 70-30 split at the absolute worst, in my opinion. I think Kenny Walker is by far the more talented running back, and so I'm interested to see how fast-paced this offense looks. They have so many options that they can go to, especially with the new offensive mind. Are they going to what philosophy are they going to incorporate because they have a good amount of talent?
Let's talk about Brandon Aiyuk.
Yeah, the funny thing about the Seahawks right now is that
Maybe not.
5 fights broke out at Seattle Seahawks practice on Wednesday.
What was the video? Someone was
Malik Nabers?
No. That they were just a regular clip, and then in the
DK?
background.
That was DK. Yeah.
I thought so.
That was nuts. Dude looked like a little boy next to him.
I mean, DK Metcalf's insane.
We can talk about Brandon Aiyuk in this week in the NFL and NBA.
Okay.
Brandon Aiyuk, he hasn't gotten officially traded yet. There's been multiple rumors.
I hope he does.
I started the show with this energy. I'm still going to keep the exact same energy. I don't care about it at this point. Make it happen. I get it. Aiyuk is one of the most talented receivers in the league. It's got drawn out for months now. Pay him his money or trade him. Stop this in-between shit.
I'm almost more upset that it was questionable, right? Like, are they going to keep him or are they going to let it go? It seemed like for a little bit there they were going to keep him, and then the last few days, all this different reporting, bro.
For
like,
real.
All this different reporting saying, like, they're in talks. They stopped talks. This team's negotiating. This team isn't. Then you have all these different sources coming together and giving us updates. Seems like every couple hours, but not giving us any updates. They're just like, let me get a tweet out there to get some engagement going on Brandon Aiyuk.
Football's not that boring. We have training camp that we're very invested in. Brandon Aiyuk's awesome. He is a star player in this league. I feel like a lot of people that watch our show don't give him the credit that he deserves. However, he's not worth coming up with 7 different reports.
I want to know what.
Oh, whoa.
Come on.
I want to know what.
Why do you guys think this one is getting so much reporting?
Because there's
not CeeDee Lamb.
Because again,
he's not in trade
CeeDee Lamb's
talks.
not on the
it's
trade market.
boring, right? NFL right now is boring.
But even when
People don't love
Aiyuk wasn't
training
in
camp.
trade talks, it still was feeling like, are they going to pay him? Are they not going to pay
Yeah.
him? Same situation with CD, but they've been more quiet
I feel
with
like
their
now,
approach.
though, with Ayuk, it's like it's damn near definite he's getting traded. I
That's,
wonder
I
why
was
the
gonna say CD's not
Steelers-
saying.
Because the Steelers seem like the favorite right now to get him, right? The Packers I saw reported out.
I think the Patriots opt out, yeah.
Yeah, the Patriots reportedly offered like $32 million a year.
This is the shit that pisses me off. The Patriots reportedly
no.
offered it back. Then he's like, nah, I don't want that. But then the Patriots came out and said, we didn't want you.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
bullshit.
I don't know. The Pats could have been like, they could have offered it, and he said, "I don't want to play there," and he'd be like, "We never want you in the." You know what I mean? Like,
Fair
just
on
some
some
petty
petty
shit.
shit.
I respect that.
Yeah, because I mean, the Patriots they tried to get who did they try to get last offseason? Calvin Ridley. They tried to get Calvin Ridley last offseason, and it was similar where he's like, "I could go play with Trevor Lawrence instead of whoever they were trying out there, Mac Jones."
The biggest takeaway that I had from this is that the Patriots, nobody wants to go there.
Yeah.
And they are not what they once were, which is obvious. They don't have Brady or Belichick anymore. But the Patriots had a trade package in place that the Niners had accepted. They were the team that was willing to give him the most amount of money.
And good for them because Drake May, although I like this young receiving core, go get him a number one
Hell
ASAP.
yeah.
Go pay him because what the Pats have not done in the last, post Brady era was making this big aggressive move to get an offensive piece. So shout out to them for doing that.
Yeah, and they tried to get that, get Brandon Aiyuk, and Brandon Aiyuk just said, no, I don't want to play for them. I do think he'll eventually end up with the Steelers, and we'll talk about that when it actually comes into fruition. There is this week in the NFL, there is this new analytic company called Field Vision Sports that they do football. And I found out about it because one of the persons on their team, Cody Alexander, he published a book called Match Quarters, and he's a defensive expert, and he's known for being a defensive expert in the football world. And Field Vision Sports, they came up with this metric called threat rating for offensive players. They created a model that measures individual player impact on play-by-play basis. For wide receivers, these things are taken into account. Targets, receptions, depth of reception, yards after catch, whether a catch was contested or not, how much separation they had when they caught the ball, their situation, whether it was a third down conversion, yards after the catch, all these different things. I say all this to say, can you guess the top 10 wide receivers according to Field Vision's threat rating in the NFL?
Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
Tyreek Hill is number 2.
Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Amon-Ra is number 6.
CeeDee Lamb.
CeeDee Lamb is number 3.
Those are going in order.
Justin Jefferson.
Justin Jefferson is number 1. Jamar Chase is not on here.
AJ Brown.
AJ Brown's number 8.
Puka Nacua.
Puka Nacua is not on here. Honorable mention was not on here.
DJ Moore.
Was he 11? Is that what you say, honorable mention?
Yes.
Okay.
DJ Moore is number 10.
Remind me how they calculate this. Sorry.
Correct.
Oh,
Targets,
that's what it is.
Receptions.
Honestly, I was not listening until you said, "Can you name me the top 10?"
It created a model that measures individual players, so play-by-play basis, targets, receptions, depth of
Just the top
perception,
guys.
yards after catch, whether a catch was contested, separation, the situation too, so third down conversion, touchdowns, all these different things.
Okay.
So,
who do we
all
name
that
so
is
far?
counted.
We haven't said Brandon Aiyuk. Let's
EPA per play.
throw
all
that out there.
Brandon Aiyuk is number 5.
So who are we missing?
Let me ask
You
you a
have
question.
right now.
Yes.
You have Jefferson, Tyreek Hill, CeeDee Lamb. Brandon Aiyuk is 5. You have Amon Ra. You have AJ Brown and DJ Moore. You're missing 3 players.
All right.
We said
Debo
Reek.
Samuel.
Debo Samuel's not here.
Okay.
Oh,
Garrett
we said
Wilson.
Reek though.
Garrett Wilson is definitely going to be my next
Did you
guy.
add Reek on that list?
Tyreek
I said
Hill?
I said Tyrese.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Garrett Wilson.
Garrett Wilson's not on here.
Ah.
He just doesn't. Yeah, I
Nick.
mean, he doesn't have a lot of
sorry.
big plays. Big numbers.
Mike Evans.
Mike Evans is not on here.
Devontae Adams.
Devontae Adams is not on here.
DK.
DK Metcalf is not on here.
All right, let's get into a bag.
Missing any
There's
obvious
definitely
ones.
one that you're missing. That's pretty obvious.
Keenan Allen.
Keenan Allen is number 4.
Yeah.
Shout out to Keenan.
He was a dog last
just
season.
about to say him.
He was amazing.
So now it's 2. Are they obvious?
Is George Pickens
One
here?
is. George Pickens is not here.
Okay.
One is. Okay. You said one is. Jalen Waddle?
Jalen Waddle's not on here.
Amari Cooper.
Amari Cooper's 7.
Good pull, Riv.
Was that the obvious one? I don't,
No.
I feel like
okay,
I'm
I
not,
didn't think so.
But I feel like he should have been up here with the way he ended the year.
Smitty?
Smitty was not on here.
This is the obvious one that we're just
Yeah,
blanking
there's
on.
one
Okay.
that's obvious. You're overthinking it.
Stephon Diggs?
Nope. He was not.
Nico Collins.
Yeah.
Nico Collins, number 9.
Thank you, Dehls.
So
I needed that.
The top 10 was Jefferson, Tyreek Hill, CD, Keenan, Ayuk, Amon Ra, Amari, AJ, Nico, and DJ Moore. That was the top 10. And they did like 2 metrics. So threat rating is for offense. They made this other rating called Havoc rating, which is for defense. And on their site, they have rated the best coverage linebackers, the best run stopping linebackers, the best like
Could you
man
like
to
send
man
this
corners.
to the chat?
Yeah, I could send it.
It's free or you need like a...
I'll
It's
just use your account.
for the blogs are free. I've been reading it, but they're coming out September 2024. They're launching, and it's basically like cutting edge analytics. So a lot of these stuff, like you can see the picture here, Amon Ra. It shows you the percentages of routes that they run and stuff. Like Amon Ra, 73% post route. That's what he does. So these are basically like advanced analytics. It's something that's coming brand new to the scene.
I didn't even realize what you were doing that for.
But yeah, they measure corners by like how good they are. They have like top 5 corners in zone, top 5 corners in man, top 10 corners in general. They have safeties,
send that in to the
defensive
chat.
lines,
Gonna milk
all
it.
this stuff.
They got Patrick Tan, best corner in the game.
Actually, no, he wasn't. You want me to
Sauce?
tell you the top 10 corners?
I'm interested.
Yeah, let's lock in.
Okay.
Let's guess that.
One day, Sauce will get called on the holds that he has.
Don't name it. Let's guess it.
Okay.
Let's have some fun.
The top 10 corners according to Havoc rating, according to
Denzel
Field
Ward.
Vision. Denzel Ward was not here.
Sauce?
Sauce Gardner was number 2.
Yeah, Pat Surtain.
Pat Surtain was number...
Is this safeties too?
I don't think he was on here.
Correct.
No, he was not on
It
here.
was probably that Miami game.
Bro
Is
doesn't
that this
like
year?
this anymore. Jalen Johnson.
Jalen Johnson was number 4.
Devon Witherspoon.
Devon Witherspoon was number 10.
Trent McDuffie.
Trent McDuffie was not on here.
Legarius Sneed.
Legarius Sneed was
Keep
number
talking,
3.
Dels.
So
yeah.
far you have Sauce.
Honestly, I feel like I lost the desire to guess.
I get it.
Yeah.
No, Pat Surtain. That's the dumbest
Are
shit. I've
safeties on
heard.
here too or no? It's just corners.
They have a safeties list, like
Just
individually.
okay. So cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
So you have Sneed, Jalen Johnson, Sauce so far. You have Devon Witherspoon.
DJ Reed.
DJ Reed is number
Be serious.
8.
Yeah, DJ Reed's here, but not fucking Pat
AJ
Surtain.
Terrell.
DJ Reed's one of them fucking
AJ
ones.
Terrell's not here.
I'm not guessing, so you guys are gonna have to have.
Let's lock in, Dels.
So how many we have?
Yeah, like 4 or 5.
That guy.
What team?
Jalen Ramsey, or he was hurt too much.
Should we say Ramsey?
There's actually 2 Bills on here.
Hey,
Oh, shit.
Teron Johnson.
Yes.
And then my boy Razul Douglas.
Yeah, Razul Douglas is number 5. Teron Johnson is number
They're
9.
gonna be top 5 defense this year.
I hope so. Maybe
Von
beat the
Miller's been
Jets.
healthy. You heard about it?
I know. I saw your tweet.
Yeah, I'm locked in.
You're
You're
Three.
missing 3 players, 3 corners.
Three,
That's-
three
Obvious.
corners.
One is obvious, I would say.
Okay.
Not the other ones.
Derek Stingley, is he up here?
No.
That was a great guess.
As you talked about earlier, had that.
He's awesome.
This is just based off last
Joey
season.
Porter.
I think it's just in general, not based off last year. Just
Is
taking everything.
possible
into account.
Is Trevon Diggs here?
Trayvon Diggs is not on
He
here.
didn't play.
He said it based
Oh,
off like
he said Joey
All right.
Porter. Is that a pull?
No.
Deron Bland.
No.
I doubt he would be up here.
I mean, he had most interceptions, pick six.
It was Stephon Gilmore up here.
No.
You said Ward already, right?
Yes. Greg Newsome.
No.
Is Lattimore here?
No.
Jair?
No.
Is there a Packer?
No. No.
We said
There's
Jalen
a Dolphin.
Johnson.
I asked Jalen Ramsey.
Not him.
Who the fuck else?
I'm
Howard?
blanking.
No.
Oh.
Well, he's now a Dolphin.
Oh.
Kendall Fuller.
Yeah, he's number 6.
Word.
Good shit, boy.
He's a dog.
How many we got? We need 2 left.
You have 1.
Michael Carter.
You have
Give me all 3
You
Jets.
have 2 left.
Give me Michael Carter.
1 is a slot.
Michael Carter.
No, not him.
Give it a rest.
He's probably the best nickel in the game. Right?
Kenny?
Kenny Moore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good shit, boy.
One more.
left.
Yeah, 1 more.
Not known.
He was just an all-pro.
Oh, fuck.
Not Duran?
No.
Kyle Hamilton's a safety.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, shit.
Hold on. I should know these.
Jalen Johnson, we said him already.
He said him already.
My bad. He was a Pro Bowler, not all-pro.
Thanks, bro. That shit fucked me for a second.
Big play.
No.
Slay.
Yeah, he was bad. Not bad, but
Bad.
NFC team, though.
love you, big play. Sorry.
NFC team. NFC
He was solid.
team.
He's old.
Want me to give you it?
No. Or you can give us another.
Travaris Wade.
Yeah.
Ward.
Charvarius
Ward.
Ward.
Facts.
Travaris
We
Ward.
should have got that. We
Cook,
should've got
Cook.
that.
The top 10 is Charvarius Ward, and
I do what I do.
these are like top 10 corners, man and zone, like just combined. Ward is number 1, Sauce is 2,
was
Snead is
1?
3.
Ward's
Yeah.
amazing.
4 was Jalen Johnson, 5 was Razul, 6 was Kendall, 7 was Kenny Moore, 8 was Reed, 9 was Teron Johnson, 10 was Devon Witherspoon. They also have another article that like it's top 5 man and zone corners. So in man coverage, the top 5 was Sauce, number 2 was Tariq Woolen, number 3 was Marshawn Lattimore, 4 was Surtain, and 5 was Denzel Ward.
Was that
This fucking
was that
sucks.
Miami game this
I
year?
guess it
That might
destroyed
have
him
really-
that bad.
that
Robbie
shit-
Anderson cooked
that
him. They
shit's
said, no, it's over.
shit's
Chosen,
bad.
man.
In
Why
zone
you-
coverage, the top
God
5
damn.
was Ward, Snead, and while Snead did play like a lot of press, the Chiefs ran a lot of zone. They didn't
More
run a
like
lot of like man to man.
Denzel Ward?
Denzel Ward played more man than Snead.
Charvarius Ward.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what confused them.
Yeah, Charvarius Ward was the number 1 zone corner. Snead was the number 2 zone corner. Jalen Johnson was 3. 4 was Razul, and 5 was Kendall Fuller. So Surtain was a top 5 corner in man, but I guess like as a whole, when they measured it in zone coverage as well, he just didn't stack up against these zone corners.
Interesting.
That's it.
I mean, we do have him play man a ton.
One of the best man corners in the league.
You see where Sauce is?
Yeah, of course. I
I
mean,
mean, he's a hold merchant.
Best-
Can't wait till he gets exposed on
corner
it.
in the league.
who knew?
They'll never expose him, bro.
I
He's
need
goat.
it. He's awesome. He's cool as fuck.
Hey, we didn't even talk about his or he clears Kendrick
Khalil
Lamar.
Shakir cooked
Oh
him.
my goodness.
Just want you to know that Khalil Shakir cooked him.
So you had a big day today.
He's always gonna have a big day.
Practice.
So Riv, you got another blind ranking?
Yeah, but my computer died.
All right, that's fine because I have my trivia this week.
Do it.
Now it's going to be based off NFL playoff runs. Can you name me? And we're going to go based off how many you guys can get. So I think that all of these are very gettable. We're going to do the top 15 because those are the only quarterbacks to have 9 or more touchdowns in a single playoff run. So can you name me the quarterbacks that had 9 or more touchdowns in a singular playoff run? I need the name and I need the year.
Oh,
That's fake nuts.
I'll be honest.
bro.
I'm not giving you the year.
The year's nuts.
I need the year because
I'm
there's
gonna get this shit wrong,
there
bro.
are
Like-
there are players
What if you just say the quarterback?
because there's quarterbacks
know,
here
dude.
that are here multiple times.
Tom Brady made the playoffs every fucking year.
So which one did he have the most?
Tom
Maybe
Brady
all of
07.
Tom Brady 07.
Is that the wrong year?
It unfortunately is the wrong year.
Eli Manning 07.
Wait a fucking 07.
06. Well, technically go the
07.
06.
Yeah, no, I got you.
Season.
Wrong.
Tom Brady.
Hold on, it's not your turn.
I'm sorry.
Six.
Eli 11.
Correct. That's
Tom
Tom.
Brady 11.
Tom Brady 11. Not here, sir.
What does he do?
Patrick Mahomes 2022.
I'm sorry, brother. He's not here.
Let me get Flacco.
What year?
The year they won the Super Bowl, bro.
Which is when?
2012.
Okay, I was gonna say 13.
So what year?
The 2012-13 season.
It's 2012, brother.
Let me
I'll
get
give it to you.
Like I
That's
said.
it.
let me get
2012.
Drew Brees when he went to the Super Bowl.
No,
Yo, what the fuck? He didn't throw 9 TDs?
he didn't.
That's
There's only 15 that have done it.
fucking stinks.
Well, 15 times it's happened.
okay. I'll keep
Stafford
guessing.
2021.
Cook. That's one. You have two, Joel.
Is Brady on here multiple times?
Brady is on here multiple times. I will give you that. He is here multiple times.
Brady.
I feel like we shouldn't go strikes. We should go who gets the most.
We're not doing strikes. I
who
said
gets
most.
the most right.
That's exactly what I said, Riff.
All
Great
right,
job. Actually, you came up with that on your own.
I'm just making sure we're on the same page here, so I won't fuck up because I already got 3 strikes.
Yeah,
so
I
I was trying to figure that out.
2021?
Wrong.
That is unfortunately wrong.
Big Ben, Madden cover. Listen, brother, I'm helping.
No.
Madden cover's funny.
At least you know
Big
the
Ben's not here.
All right.
Brady 2017.
That is not correct.
Nick Foles.
Fuck you.
It was my turn, first of all.
I know.
He
Still
didn't-
wrong.
It
No?
is wrong.
But Tom Brady that same year,
Which is
the year they
How many
lost to the
touchdowns
Eagles.
Foles have in the fucking Super Bowl,
No.
bro?
Shit, bro,
It's
that
not
shit
here.
3. He's not
I
there?
think Tom Brady had 5 in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
alone.
Yeah, but he didn't have 9.
They probably had a bye week, though, you got to think.
They definitely had a bye week for sure.
So you guys said 2011 Brady, that he had 8 touchdowns. You said 2017 Brady, he had 8 touchdowns.
It's on you, Riv. It's on you.
And no, Riv gave the
It's on you, Joel.
So it's on me. I'm going to go with, Eli Manning.
You already got him.
You said
Oh,
Eli.
you already
Yeah,
said
well,
it.
you
Okay.
didn't get him. You said the name wrong year.
Okay. What year did I say that was
You
wrong?
said
07. He said
07.
11.
It was
or
11
10, whatever
correct.
it was.
11 was a GOAT run. 9 touchdowns, I think, 0 picks.
So when they 07 too.
But he wasn't that dominant. He was
Nah, he
awesome. The
wasn't.
defense was OD.
But the run, like I think they
Oh,
beat the
yeah,
Packers,
yeah.
the Cowboys. They beat like 3-12 one team,
Yeah,
and
you
then the
cooked.
Patriots on
Yep.
top of that.
Lock in, bro.
Let
I'm
me
cooking.
Matt Ryan 2016.
Bang.
Good guess.
It's a good pull. I got.
Drew
I, think
Brees.
He
the
never
year he
choked,
went.
man.
I said already.
He already said that.
Got
So
him.
he's gone.
Donovan McNabb.
Donovan McNabb. Not here.
Okay, whatever. You sure?
I'm positive.
Belichick your list?
I'm surprised. I'm just gonna be quiet.
I think I got one.
There's definitely multiple that you guys can get.
Hurry up, Joe.
I don't want to guess Josh Allen.
Okay.
Fuck.
Maybe I'll guess Josh Allen 2021.
Bang.
I was just gonna say that.
All right, so you're at 3.
Yeah, because I'm thinking of all just quarterbacks who went to the Super
Just
Bowl.
Wait,
sling it.
you have Matthew Stafford, Josh Allen, and
Mahomes.
Matt Ryan.
Here's Mahomes.
Yes.
Well, he didn't get Mahomes because he didn't give me the correct year.
Nah, I didn't.
I tried.
What
to
about
help
2?
you.
You do have 2. It's 3, 2, and 0.
Brett Favre's year. No idea what year.
I'm sorry, sir. He's not
Early
here.
2000s.
Aaron Rodgers Super Bowl year.
Aaron Rodgers. All right, what year?
Stop.
Lock in.
Stop.
Lock in. I need the year. I need the year.
It's easy.
It's not. I
You
really.
got
It is. It
It's
is.
the year after Breeze.
He's right.
I'm terrible
12.
with years, bro. No.
It's 2010, Rodgers.
It is.
No,
2010
I'm getting
Rodgers.
that. I don't care. No,
Riv,
no. I
need-
said this.
I
I'll,
made-
He's only.
I'll double dip. I'll double dip.
He only won.
2020 Mahomes.
He double dipped and got it wrong.
No, he got it right.
Oh.
2010. It was 2010 Rodgers.
Yeah, I think you say Mahomes.
Bro,
Sorry.
this game sucks.
That's the rules. I gave the rules. I said
He
I
won
need
one
the year.
Super Bowl, Dehls. It's only 1 year. Like, what do we?
If you know you, come on, 2010.
I'm not
That
playing
being
no
said,
more.
Mahomes 2020 was wrong. I feel like I shouldn't give you the Rodgers one after you tried to double dip.
It has to be 2021 Mahomes then.
I'm already saying.
Has to be someone Mahomes.
Do you want the Rodgers point or not?
Yes. I'll
All
do it.
right,
That's
you
it.
have 4.
That was easy.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
It's one Mahomes year, Dehls.
Shit, bro. It could be giving me 19 Mahomes.
See, so far he said 2020, 2022 was wrong.
21 Mahomes.
That's number 1 with 11 touchdowns, tied for number 1.
So
Do it.
fucking amazing.
All right, you have 3. All right,
Go.
Riv.
We're in the race.
Not playing no more.
Riv, stop being a baby.
Have we gotten? Are there any quarterbacks we haven't said yet? Or is it
Yes.
just dupes? Oh.
Now, yeah, we probably, Peyton Manning was a playoff dropper, but there's probably a playoff run in there where
Yes,
he has
yes.
not
Peyton
touched.
I already
Manning,
showed you the video. You better watch it.
Peyton Manning the
Big
year the
Spanish crew.
Seahawks whipped his ass.
That's wrong.
I'm going to go with Peyton Manning 05.
That's wrong.
I don't even know what the fuck he did 05. I'm just-
Like years. What
Oh,
are we
it
doing?
wasn't 05 the year that
I
we
think
won.
it was
06.
maybe.
but he
that
was not
wasn't
that
even the
good
run.
in 06.
Again,
3 touchdowns,
I showed
5
you the game.
interceptions.
I showed you the game
3
already.
touchdowns,
I
5.
showed you the game
okay,
already.
that game he was good.
Okay, so
but
be
I'm
quiet.
saying 3
That
touchdowns
was essentially the Super Bowl.
to 5
And he was the
interceptions.
Super Bowl.
Is Russ
Shush.
on this list?
He is not.
You can't ask that.
Russ was a game
That's
manager.
the question.
Well, I got
said
it.
no. It's wrong.
I bet. I just wanted to make sure.
I'm here. Calm down and guess.
If he would have said,
Oh my! It sounded terrible. It sounded so bad.
Respect me.
Thank God. All right, come on, lock in.
I
I need one. I need one.
I had one.
No,
I did.
You
I did.
You did.
I did. And we got. I did. Dehls, I had.
I
that.
needed years.
Rodgers?
I did.
You got hoed.
Yeah, I did. Thank you,
definitely
Dehls. I got hold.
You needed to lock in on the year. 2012 was bad.
I'm
gave
bad
you-
with years, bro. So
Me
I'm
too.
not
I
trying to
gave
do
you.
it.
He only won one Super
Lock
Bowl.
in. Come on. You're at 4, right?
Yeah.
We'll go first to 6.
Bullshit. Give me Brett Favre.
No, I'm just gonna stop you right there.
Not up there.
Someone already said that too, man.
I did say Favre.
Okay.
Go ahead, Joel.
Just looking at teams.
I'm just looking at teams.
Stop.
So get a
I
visual.
don't like that.
What the hell? Listen, I think
To get a visual.
I'm gonna.
Fuck.
I'm gonna say this.
Is Joe Montana up here?
He is.
Do I really have to guess the year with Joe Montana?
No.
Yeah,
Yes, he
he
has to
does.
guess the
He
year,
does.
bro.
You
Don't
do.
sign nothing, bro. He has to guess the year.
95.
No.
Steve Young.
Steve Young is here.
92. Oh, damn it.
Go ahead.
Joe Montana.
Yes. What year?
93.
No.
Steve Young, 93.
My God, no.
Steve Young, 94.
Yes.
Joe Montana, 98.
Okay, no.
He was before
He
Steve
was,
Young,
yeah,
so
yeah.
I will go Joe Montana, 89.
Bang on your sick. All right,
Fuck.
5, 4.
Big Ben.
I said him already.
Yep.
Ah.
Dumbass. Riff, I need one.
I had one. So you can't tell me anything
No,
different.
no,
I have one.
no.
I got hold.
didn't.
Is Joe Montana still on the list?
He's not here again. That's
Okay.
okay. That's a good question.
That's
That's a good question.
Thank you. Is Steve Young still on the list?
He's not on the
okay.
list.
I'm just asking questions.
You
Just
guys have
asking
yet to say
questions.
Brady's years.
Oh, really?
Those are fucking us.
They are.
Brady.
There's fucking 15 different years it could be.
I wish I remember the years we said.
Think about it. When did he start game 1? He had to play the first game and went all the way to the bowl. What year? That is such an obvious hint.
It is an obvious hint.
Riff, I couldn't have given you a bigger hint.
Bro.
Riff, I'll even go this fucking far.
My mind is
You
blank.
had a huge debate with this man right here over this run.
Oh, the Tampa year.
Yeah.
What
I
year?
said-
Oh shit! They played they played the Chiefs in the Super. No, bro, come on. They played the Chiefs in the
I
Super
gave
Bowl.
you 17 hints.
I'm
I
telling
need
you, they
the
played
year.
the Chiefs. They
It
played the
was-
Rams. They played the
A
Saints.
big event happened that
No,
year
they
in
did
the
not
world.
play the Rams.
Well, they played the Saints. I remember
They
that.
did.
A big event.
Shush! Stop! You're cheating. No, that's a bad hint. It's too good.
oh.
It's too good.
It's 2024. Brady retired about.
I was doing that too, but I was like, wait, 24, 23.
What year did we start the podcast?
19?
Can't believe him. No, it's
2020
wrong.
bucks.
Yeah, it's 2020
Bro,
bucks.
I'm getting that, bro. This is
We'll go to 7 because that was for you and you
Bro,
fucking biffed
Nah,
it.
Joel won.
Okay. All right. So the ones that you guys didn't get: Kurt Warner, 2008 with Arizona. He has tied for most 11. Joe Flacco, 2012. Surprised no
Where
one
did you
said
say
that.
Flacco?
Also.
Somebody's got the year wrong, I think.
Oh no, you did say Flacco.
I did say Flacco,
You did say
yeah.
Flacco, but you did get the.
Yeah, I said the
You
year.
got the year
after.
wrong.
Oh, you got it right. You said 2012, 2013, but it was bullshit. Tom Brady, 2014, tied with his 2020 season. Mahomes again in 2019 with 10. You said Stafford. You got Steve Young, Matt Ryan. Aaron Rodgers did it again in 2016. Excuse me. Peyton Manning did it in 2003, 9 touchdowns. And then Josh Allen and Eli Manning, 9 also. I thought that would be a little bit tougher if I give you guys the years, make you guys actually work for it.
I was telling Dehls about this earlier, but I read a article on ESPN from Bill Barnwell about team construction, and when you pay a quarterback, you have to basically manage your money more correctly. Like, for example, the Dolphins paid Tua, which is why they didn't pay Christian Wilkins and Robert Hunt, because you can't afford it. So what he made a point of that I thought was great was that every single NFL team, once they pay a quarterback their second contract or they're paying them big money, they have to identify their irreplaceable players that this team cannot function without that no matter what they want from a monetization perspective, you give them that contract because they mean that much to the team. For example, the Chiefs, it's Mahomes, it's Kelsey, it's Chris Jones. Everybody outside those three, Tyreek Hill replaceable, L'Jarius Sneed replaceable, all of those guys are replaceable. So I thought it'd be fun to identify the most irreplaceable players in the NFC North.
Okay.
And I want to keep it to a minimum of 3 players, maybe 4 if there's an outlier.
The whole division, NFC North.
Going team by team. So going from talking about the Lions first, who are the Lions' 3 irreplaceable players?
Amon-Ra, Aiden Hutchinson, Porter or Gibbs?
Irreplaceable.
I agree.
Or do they have a third yet?
Amon-Ra,
Penei
Aiden,
Sewell.
Penei Sewell.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
what I would go
Yeah,
with.
easy.
Like even Jared Goff, I know he's the quarterback, but like this team cannot function with these 3 elite level players. I think those are the 3 blue chip players for the Lions.
I agree.
For the Packers,
Jordan Love.
Well, no, we're picking outside quarterback.
My apologies.
no, we are picking. We could add quarterback in here. It's
Oh.
just I don't think Goff would be over.
I thought
one of these
the
guys.
quarterback was already we established.
No, you can involve the quarterback.
Okay,
yeah.
so yeah, Jordan
Ooh,
Love.
this one becomes a
Rashawn
little bit
Gary.
difficult. Okay, I
Yes.
respect Rashawn Gary for sure.
That third one's tough.
Is Jai?
One of the receivers have to figure it out yet?
Is it crazy for me to say the Packers only have 2? I think Jair,
Yeah.
if he gets back to what he is,
Yeah.
he locked in.
You know he's still the highest paid corner in football.
Really?
Yeah, that
didn't know
shocked
that.
me.
But I think Jordan Love and Rashawn Gary are like the only 2. Those are the only guys that the Packers cannot get rid
Matt
of.
LaFleur.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
my third.
That's not
Coach.
bad.
The Chicago Bears.
DJ Moore,
Caleb.
Jalen Johnson, Caleb.
Those are the 3.
Montez changed their whole season.
So you
Is
put him over
Montez
Jalen?
over Jalen Johnson or DJ Moore?
I think Jalen Johnson ranks higher as a corner than Montez Sweat does as an edge.
With the depth that they have at wide receiver, is DJ Moore irreplaceable?
I wouldn't want to lose him.
I wouldn't want to lose him either. I
This
just say they
this
just
is the wrong
drafted
time
Rome.
to lose him.
Agreed.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
Yeah, I'm keeping DJ Moore.
Yeah, if Montez Sweat was like an elite pass rusher, I would put him probably over DJ Moore.
Was pretty fucking great for them last year, man. I think Caleb obviously has to be. I don't care if he hasn't played a single snap.
Yeah,
He's here. Jalen, to me, because he was one of the best
Jalen's
corners
up there.
in football last season, and I guess if I had to choose the third, I have to respect DJ.
And the last team, the Minnesota Vikings,
Jettas.
easily.
Is JJ's not irreplaceable, right?
No, not yet.
No, he's I think he's
He's very replaceable.
Do they have
How's Sam
irreplaceable.
Darnold?
They have one player that's
I think it's
irreplaceable?
Justin Jefferson, Christian Darrisaw.
I was going to say Darisaw,
and I think that's where it stops with the Vikings.
Yeah, I don't think there's a defensive player on that team that they can't replace.
I was going to say they got rid of the one that was
God
irreplaceable.
bless him.
Yeah, that
Yes.
you probably
Shouts to
mentioned.
Brian
Yeah.
Flores.
It's 2 players. That's it.
Yeah.
And Jetta's got his bag already.
I thought it was an interesting conversation, and next episode we'll add some more teams in here just to do this little exercise. But I thought it was fun, and I was just thinking about players that are irreplaceable for certain teams. The Lions one is interesting because I feel like we're gonna get some comments that Jared Goff is,
People want to kiss him.
but I don't know. Amon-Ra, Aiden, and Penei are so elite.
Who would be
I think
the-
they're
They're making
awesome.
chili upstairs?
Yeah, Justin's making
That
tacos.
smells amazing.
My nose is flooded right
Who
now.
would be the 3 in your opinion on the Niners?
Wait, we got to get there.
I want that.
We'll do that off camera.
Next episode, we're doing the NFC
Yeah,
West.
let's do that. I really want to get
NFC
your
West
answer.
next. Okay, let's do it. I gotta think. Now.
No, yeah, sleep on it.
Sleep, get in that dark room.
We
your
didn't
time.
really think on these. We kind of just were able to
No,
do
we
it off the
didn't.
domer.
That's why I was
The
like,
Niners got some irreplaceable players.
excited- I'm excited to hear his
gonna be
answer.
fun too, man. Just
I-
got
so
a
is
lot
the
of
AFC
dudes.
West.
You know what? I'll be honest. Just 2. No offense. Fred Warner, Nick Bosa. That's it. Irreplaceable.
No,
Fred Warner, Nick Bosa.
like
I think those are 2 of the 3 irreplaceable players for the Niners.
Fred Warner?
And Nick Bosa, yeah.
Quinn Miners.
Yeah,
Are you trolling?
What do you mean?
run that back one more time.
Why,
Warner?
why did you say it already?
He said Fred Warner.
Fred Warner's irreplaceable.
No.
They
That would be your
they have
top
like
3?
5 irreplaceable
I
players.
just mentioned Fred Warner and Nick Bosa. I'm not going to give the third one yet. There's another one that I can name. I'm not going to name it just yet. I think Warner and
be.
Bosa have to fill 2 of the 3 spots.
Should be Brock Purdy.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, Trent
Should be
Williams.
Shanahan.
Fuck out of here. It should be Trent Williams.
Let's kick one of those.
Trent
defensive
Williams
players out of there.
deserves to
CMC.
be there.
I think
A lot of
Warner,
dudes, man.
he's the heart and soul of their defense.
Fred Warner, Roquan Smith, Gun to your head. Choose one.
Roquan is
Brock
better.
Purdy.
Okay, I agree.
But
Brock
Fred
Purdy,
Warner's
Fred Warner.
number 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Brock Purdy, Fred Warner, gun to your head. Actually,
Warner.
why am I putting the gun to your head?
Fred Warner. Fred Warner.
You're ridiculous.
You didn't need a gun.
He's
to
taking the gun
say
and
that.
turning it on Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
Fred Warner.
Casual.
What? Come on. Oh, man.
Theoretically, of course. Hypothetically.
Fred Warner.
I'm sorry, I forgot their defense is so elite and stout.
Well, it has been for multiple seasons.
Except in the biggest games of their season.
Wasn't on Fred Warner, though. Oh. It was on Drake
Remember when
Greenlaw
Jaquiski
going
Tart had a pick right here? And fucking just...
Damn shame, man.
Right to the floor.
Unfortunately.
Fred Warner did look a little funny in coverage sometimes.
Nah, he's pretty elite in coverage.
He looked a little funny against the Lions.
I think he's irreplaceable.
Against Green Bay, he was cool.
Who?
Fred Warner, he was cool.
Oh, but what about in the Super Bowl?
Oh, he was cool.
It wasn't on him. They were picking on the Drake Greenlaw replacement.
Yeah,
That's so
that
facts.
that was
That's facts.
definitely
That's
rough.
facts. That's facts.
That's going to do it for episode 398 of the Pick Aside Podcast. You guys can follow us on Twitter at Pick Aside Pod, on Instagram and TikTok at Pick Aside Podcast. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.